Bowser Genesis of Monroeville.
Nicholas Callis here with your fan headlines, powered by Bowser Genesis of Monroeville. Pitt men's basketball lost last night to Florida State, 82-70. Pitt's going to play again against Clemson. That'll be on Saturday at noon, and Pitt comes home to play that game. Also, the Pirates yesterday made a move. They traded for a right-handed pitcher from the Blue Jays organization, and in exchange, they gave up cash considerations to the Blue Jays. And Tristan Jarry was set on waivers yesterday afternoon by the Pittsburgh Penguins. Headlines powered by Bowser Genesis of Monroeville. For more, go to 937thefan.com. And the Family Morning Show with me, Nicholas Harry Callis. That's coming up next, right here on Sports Radio 93.7 The Fan.
With the new year, you can achieve your goals, change your brain, change your life with Pittsburgh's very own board-certified and licensed hypnotherapist, Dan Vitchoff. If you're an athlete, you can develop focus. He's worked with Olympic champions. You can get the same with the PA Hypnosis Center. Call today for a no-obligation consultation, 724-934-8446, 724-934-8446, the PA Hypnosis Center. Call now.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. If you've been injured in a car accident, call America's largest injury law firm. For over 35 years, my mission has been to deliver more for our clients, to deliver more for you. Injured? Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
The latest advancement for thinning hair and hair loss is now at New Image Hair Clinic. It's called laser hair therapy, and you can try it for free. Simply call us today at 1-800-942-8302 or visit newimagehairclinic.com to schedule your free evaluation. In as little as 1 hour, we can help determine the possible reasons for your hair loss and if laser hair therapy is for you. Call now, and KDK listeners can receive 2 weeks of laser treatments for free. Certain restrictions apply, so call 1-800-942-8302 or go to newimagehairclinic.com.
Hey, Donnie Football here. Was your goal to lose weight this new year? If so, are you already down 18 pounds? Why not? I dropped 18 pounds in my first 3 weeks with Awaken 180. Motivation to keep going? I'd say it was. Find yours at awaken180weightloss.com.
Don't miss a night of action-packed wrestling with Little Mania Wrestling at Jurgles on January 29th. Don't miss your new favorite wrestlers. Get in the action with ringside seats. These guys are fast and will have you laughing all night long. You've never seen a show like this. Come join them for a truly unique experience. Little Mania Wrestling, January 29th at Jurgles. Get tickets now at jurgles.com. Another Drusky Entertainment event.
I'm Bob Burke, founder and chairman of Burke America Parts Group, a family of brands that includes RepairClinic.com, an appliance and HVAC parts solution company that's grown into an international brand. Before AmericanEagle.com, we partially launched a new technology platform developed by another firm. American Eagle helped take our technology to a whole new level with digital marketing, software development, and business insights into our key markets, appliances, HVAC, and outdoor power equipment, and did so both on time and on budget. AmericanEagle.com has the resources, experience, and talent needed to produce solutions. Our new technology platform, developed by AmericanEagle.com, has produced tremendous results with higher traffic, conversion, engagement, and online revenue. If you have any home repairs you need to take care of, check us out at RepairClinic.com. If you need a world-class website or technology project, then I would highly recommend AmericanEagle.com.
Call AmericanEagle.com at 773-NETWORK. That's AmericanEagle.com, 773-NETWORK.
Attorney advertising. Local counsel Rodden and Breslin, attorneys at law. Pay after dramatization. Past results do not guarantee future results in each case.
Hey, Top Dog, I have a question. When you call them insurance companies, what do you say to them? Do you say it's me again? Like, what do you say? Do you tell them you want top dollar? Do you demand the number you want? Or do you just bite them? Like, straight from the rip, just bite them. Like, what do you do? What if they don't want to give you what you want? What do you do then? Do you take them to court? Or do you bite them again until they give you what you want? When you get what you want, what you do? Do you say thank you? Do you shake their hand? Do you smile at them? Do you laugh at them? What you do? How you handle that? Medical malpractice. That's your dog food. Car accidents. That's your dog food. Top Dog Law.
The Fan is covered by Top Dog Law.
Top Dog get you top dollar. go to topdoglaw.com. That's topdoglaw.com.
Good morning.
Time to wake up.
It's early, and if you're up, so are we. It's the early morning show. Think of it as a pre-show to the pre-show kind of thing.
Hell of a way to begin a day.
Tucking Pittsburgh sports before the sun comes up. The Fan Early Morning Show is on Sports Radio 93.7, The Fan.
Sports Radio 93.7 The Fan. It's Nicholas Aricalis. It's the Fan Early Morning Show. Another cold morning in Pittsburgh. And I feel cold, too, about Pittsburgh sports. I'm cold on the inside here. Everything feels like it's going downhill. Pitt football gave us hope this season and then went on a losing streak to end the year. A big winning streak followed by a big losing streak. They still got a bowl game. They did not win that bowl game, though. No fun. How about the Pittsburgh Penguins? They're not good. And they were almost getting good, and now I feel like they're not good again. And it seems that the team realized Tristan Jarry is not that guy. Not the guy that they thought he was, apparently, because they put him on waivers yesterday. Yeah, the Steelers did a similar thing to Pitt. They gave us a lot of hope. But they won a few more games. Didn't quite go on a big streak, but they won more games, and then they lost a similar amount of games through their very short playoff run. And now the team is, at least rumors surrounding the team are evolving into chaos. So what should we do? Or what would we do if we were them? I mean, they're obviously going to make the decisions, but Steelers, no fun. Pitt men's basketball lost yesterday, and they were hot to start the season, and now they are getting a little bit colder. And the Pirates, well, they just traded for Brett DeGuss yesterday from the Toronto Blue Jays, a guy who played for the Rangers, I saw, the Diamondbacks for a little bit. But the Pirates gave cash considerations to the Toronto Blue Jays for Brett DeGuss. So, okay. But their offseason's been rather quiet. Pirates one has, so I think that's it. That's all of them, right? What is it? Over the Steelers, Penguins, Pirates. Two Pitt teams we carry here on 93.7 The Fan. Yeesh. Tell you what, with the way Pitt women's volleyball played this past fall, I'm going to become a volleyball fan real quick. And that's the sport we're going to have to solely take pride in because there's nothing else right now. Take a lot of pride in. Pitt actually has a lot of good programs. I don't want to underscore that. And the men's basketball team, I mean, I'm sure they'll be all right. They just lost a couple here now from what I saw, and that just contradicts their hot streak that they had to start the season, but that doesn't mean that they're lost. I'm just saying right now they're on a tiny slide. And Pitt football, who knows what Pitt football can accomplish. They did all right, just that losing streak was tough. There are plenty of other sports in Pitt athletics, too, that are doing pretty well. We may just have to rely on down the stretch because the pro teams, they're something. Pirates have a new season on the horizon. That's the only difference between them and the Penguins and the Steelers. The Steelers are done. Penguins are on their way to being done with the way they've been playing recently. Pirates have a nice opportunity. Bob Pompiani brought this up yesterday on the Joe Starkey show, which it makes sense. The Pirates have the Pittsburgh market right now. There is a fresh season on the horizon. The weather's only getting warmer from when spring training starts forward. Pirates do well this season. I mean, what are we going to do? We're going to pay attention to Steelers training camp if Mike Tomlin's still the head coach and we keep seeing the same song and dance that we have before? You really think we're going to be paying attention to the Steelers in August or September if Russell Wilson or Justin Fields is still around as quarterback? If the Steelers just continue to keep up the same formula, keep Tomlin, what do you think? I mean, are you really going to pay attention to the Steelers come summertime, come July? Not if the Pirates are doing well, no way. I mean, I have a personal bias toward baseball, so we know that. But I'm thinking the general sports fan is also going to be interested in the new thing, which is the Pirates contending for the playoffs. So this is a rare opportunity where the Penguins aren't doing much and the Steelers aren't doing much, where the pro baseball team in this city can really take a leap forward in terms of popularity and perhaps trump interest over the NFL team in our city. I mean, how about that? So Bob Pompiani brought that up, and once he said that, I wanted to relay it this morning because I understand that's actually true. Pirates have an opportunity here. So that's the only difference. You know, the Steelers are done. The Penguins are mid-season but trending downwards. So the Pirates, they've got a fresh season on the horizon. So I look forward in anticipation to what they could possibly do, despite the fact that this offseason has been rather calm. Spent a few minutes talking about hockey. I mean, we're decompressing from the Steelers, and I'm still upset. And you're welcome to call and talk, 412-928-9370. On Monday, when I was frustrated, I said we take the whole week to decompress, and I didn't realize how old complaining would be as the week progressed. It's gotten rather old. So, I mean, we can still talk about it. I mean, there's plenty of things to talk about. What do you do at quarterback? Is George Pickens worth a contract? Are we sad Najee Harris is gone? I mean, plenty of things to talk about, which we can touch on a little bit later on. But I do want to talk about the Penguins. And I want to talk about Tristan Jarry getting waived here. And it's not, my solo opinion. There's nothing that I think is overly controversial here, but I do want to mention that I said it before, and several people have said this as well. And it looks like Kyle Dubas and Mike Sullivan are not smarter than the rest of us. When he got signed to that 5-year deal, I said it. I wasn't the only one to say it. Just the biggest question was, why 5 years? Because the price point wasn't even terrible for what it was. The money aspect was like, all right, for that length of a contract, for his veteran status, I mean, maybe a little high, but nothing unmanageable. But it's like, why do you want to commit 5 years to a guy that can't stay healthy? That was the question at the time, 2 years ago. Dubas has been the director of hockey operations for 2 years now, almost. That's also interesting to think about. But that's what we were talking about 2 years ago, was initially like, what did he do to deserve a 5-year contract? a goaltender. And you don't see 5-year deals very often. I mean, those are reserved for, like, the big-time players. A lot of hockey contracts are 2-3 years at a time. On average, mostly for your veteran guys. A 5-year deal. 5-year contract. Why? What did he do to deserve that? What did we miss? And so it seems that opinion was proved correct. The question was valid because Tristan Jarry, I mean, the past couple Penguin losses, the Penguins outshot the opponent, right? They had more shots than the opponent and still lost because Tristan Jarry was giving up shots pretty easily, giving up goals pretty easily. You can't have that. Can't have that from a guy you've committed to like you did. 5 years too much. And definitely that's been exposed at this point. So much so that they waived him. They put him on waivers. And nobody wants him. So that's going to be an interesting kind of complex as well that's going to be worked through. I mean, who wants the 5-year under contract goalie? Like, who wants to commit to that and pay that contract and have that, as a salary cap hit? I think nobody wants it for the length. I think the Penguins could absorb some of the money if players are really desperate, or not players. If teams were really desperate to have Jarry but not have him for the price. I think the length of the deal is just not something that teams are interested in, and this is what happens when you make a bad deal. You set the team back, and I feel like the Penguins have been kind of set up to be set back for a while, but at this point too, I mean, like, that's just another aspect that they have to work through is the setback with this goaltending situation. And Kyle Dubas, who struggled in Toronto making goalie decisions, is struggling in Pittsburgh now with what's turning out to be an albatross on the team and a very poor decision by him. His first move for a goalie is turning out to be setting the team back. Not good. 412-928-9370 is the phone line, by the way. If you want to call and talk, you are welcome to do so. And I do have a caller on the line now that wants to talk, so we'll do that. Good morning. What's your name?
Hey, it's Jeremy. I'm in the car.
All right, what's up?
Oh, I just want to thank you for ruining the outlook on everything for me. I've been listening to you this morning, and if the Pirates are, what we have to look forward to here in the near future, I see dark days ahead for Pittsburgh sports. Have a nice day.
Thank you. I'm so sorry. Listen. We got to embrace the pain, right? We got to embrace the pain. I think that that's the best thing to do. What, do we want to pretend like everything's fine? No. And look, I love being optimistic on this show, and you know that. I love bringing energy in the morning, and I promote healthy conversations, and I promote healthy and balanced attitudes toward things because it's a warm-up to the day. That's what this show is. It's a warm-up to the beginning of the day. So for anybody that's up super early or anybody that can't sleep, I look at it as, let's have a conversation. We're warming ourselves up. I wouldn't be doing anybody any justice, though, because I wouldn't be doing any justice by lying, right? I mean, I'm not here to lie to you. I'm just here to set the tone for the day. And while the teams are bad, like we just got to rip the Band-Aid off. I just got to say it. We just got to embrace it. I say, embrace the chaos here. Embrace the just absolute miserable stretch of time we're going to seem to have here now with at least two of our teams. We'll see how the Pirates do. At least two of our pro teams. So that's what we're doing. I mean, I'll try to have the best attitude possible. And I'm sorry. I don't want to ruin anybody's mood, but that's what we're doing here. Won't lie to you, and there's no sense in hiding from it. We're in a bad situation right now as Pittsburgh teams. Dark days are coming. I've been saying that for a couple of years now. I never wanted to believe it. Just because I thought, somebody will figure it out, right? Steelers and Penguins have always been consistent. But the Steelers and Penguins, I think, have been too consistent at this point. Where they've kept Mike Tomlin and Mike Sullivan to a fault. For each team, respectively. And nothing different is happening, so for the Steelers' sake, they're just good enough to be a playoff team, but without doing anything of significance. And the Penguins, they were doing the thing the Steelers are doing now. Just good enough to make the playoffs, but not good enough to win a 7-game first-round series. And now they can't make the playoffs. They missed the playoffs by a few games the last couple seasons, but now they're really... They're fighting for fastest elimination from the playoffs this season. I mean, they're getting very much worse. So, my advice, so look forward to the Pirates. Let the Pirates give you some hope for no reason other than, they're the last resort. They've been entertaining the last couple of seasons too, so there's still reasons to be optimistic. I wish they would make a few more moves this offseason to maybe bolster the roster, but hey, what the heck? Have some blind optimism for them. That's the only choice I see that we have here is have that blind optimism for the Pirates, because if the Pirates have a rough season this year as well, it's gonna be miserable just for Pittsburgh sports. But I can't remember a time that this has happened where all the teams have been so just struggling. And I said that yesterday too. It's gonna be a rough time. But again, embrace the feeling. Face it. I know it's tough. There's a lot of pessimism here, and it's not always fun. But embrace it. And have some fun with it if you have to, just to keep yourself going. But I think the more we talk about it and the more we unite as a city together, I think the more, or the more efficiently and productively we'll get through these times. 412-928-9370. That's the phone number. 412-928-9370. Another caller on the line. Good morning. What's your name?
Good morning, Nick. Dave on the road. Hey, just calling. Agree with you about everything that you're talking about. Buccos have a garbage owner. The Penguins, they're old. We're going to have a decline for a couple years. Going to have to deal with it. And one last thing is fire Mike Tomlin. Thanks, Nick. Have a good day.
Yes, everything's terrible. I like that call. 412-928-9370. Another caller. Good morning. What's your name?
Good morning. Old German Rod.
Hello.
Hey, I had to take some days off to really think about this stuff. But I'm going to be a little positive. I think they need to keep Justin Fields. I don't know about Arthur Murray, the offensive coordinator. I'd give him one more year. If he can't turn the team around, then you let him go too. And my version of the Pittsburgh Steelers all season is it tastes like it's like opening a bottle of pop. You got a lot of fizz, and it tastes good at first. By the middle of the bottle, it's going flat, and it don't taste so good. At the end, it's flat, and you don't want it no more. Have a good day.
Yes, thank you. Yeah, no notes. I get it. I'm done with Tomlin, too. And then now we're getting back to the Steelers. I'm done with Tomlin, too. I mean, I've said that for the whole week, but I want something different. I think we all crave something different. We all crave just a different, anything, like a different result. Been doing this for too long now. They give us something different, for crying out loud. And they're not. I'm fine with getting rid of Tomlin. I'm fine with bringing Fields back, too. I think that the Steelers should just double down on who they have this season. Especially on offense, especially with quarterback. Double down. Just no matter what the results are for 10 to 12 games, use one quarterback and let that quarterback try to maneuver things through the season. And if they win, they win. If they don't, they don't. And then you can make moves from there after that. So maybe give another person a chance or whatever you want to do after that. But, I mean, losing during this season is not a bad thing for the Steelers coming up here. Having a losing season, getting a top draft pick is not the worst thing. Also, a lot of people have been talking about bringing Justin Fields back, and Crowley and Doran talked about this yesterday, which is a fair point. Like, does Justin Fields even want to come back here? That's something that needs to be considered as well when talking about this, or when thinking about it. Like, does Justin Fields even want to be here? And that's something that's something that'll be it's just a factor that has to be remembered as well. I mean, Mason Rudolph didn't want to come back. He played well and then pieced out because I feel like he felt disrespected by the organization. Justin Fields, similar look there. I mean, not as long. Wasn't beaten down as long as Rudolph was, but he went 4-2 and took it like a champ, but didn't get to play after that, and they stuck with Russell Wilson for the most part. Didn't really scheme any solid plays around Fields when he got into games. So we'll see. I mean, who knows? 412-928-9370. Another caller. Good morning. What's your name?
That'd be me.
Okay, what's up?
Oh, okay. My name's Jenny, and I want to just make 3 points. Number one, I am so over Tomlin. Let him go. I hope the door doesn't hit him on the way out. Number two, I would like to give Justin Fields a chance. Let's give him a try, see what he can do under new coaching, whatever. And number three, let's go Pirates.
Appreciate that. Love the Buccos. Thanks for the call. Yeah, I just hope Justin Fields, I hope he wants to come back. I hope he wants an opportunity to play again. But that's the only thing we got to look at. But yeah, I'd give him a chance too if it were me making the decisions. And the Pirates, yep, let's go Bucks. That's what we got to do. That's what we got to do. Is springtime's coming around now. Gotta cheer on the Buccos. All right, my name is Nicholas Harry Callis. This is the Fan Early Morning Show. I'll be back. We'll talk more next right here on Sports Radio 93.7 The Fan.
Now, from the Spitzer Toyota Monroeville and Spitzer Acura McMurray Traffic Center.
Well, there's absolutely no issues on the roads right now. No snow on the major roadways. That snow hasn't arrived yet that we're supposed to get today. So right now, everything's all good. From the Voice of Pittsburgh, 100.1 FM at AM 1020 KDK, I'm Rob Taylor on Sports Radio 93.7 A Fan.
Hey, Donnie Football here. Was your goal to lose weight this new year? If so, are you already down 18 pounds? Why not? I dropped 18 pounds in my first 3 weeks with Awaken 180. Motivation to keep going? I'd say it was. Find yours at awaken180weightloss.com.
I'm at the movies, asking people if they'll switch seats with me for $574.
Here, take mine.
So what about $574 if you switch your home insurance to Allstate?
Too much work.
Not if you call them. They handle the switching.
Now, that's a plot twist.
Shh. Check Allstate first, and you could save hundreds on quality home insurance today. You're in good hands with Allstate.
Not available in every state. Based on the national average annual savings for new home insurance customers surveyed in 2023 who switched to Allstate and reported savings. Savings vary.
This is the story of the one who, as a maintenance specialist for a historic high-rise, knows that vintage charm historically needs constant attention. Which is why when it's time to upgrade turn-of-the-century mechanicals, they turn to Grainger. With easy access to 1 million+ products and the scale to deliver when and where you need them. The right tools and supplies are never far away. so the one can keep that vintage building running like new. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Hey, Pittsburgh! America's greatest hot rod tradition is back with fun for the whole family. The 64th annual Fuel Required Classic Car Dealership World of Wheels, presented by O'Reilly Auto Parts. January 24th through 26th at the David Lawrence Convention Center. See the country's hottest customs, hot rods, classics, trucks, and motorcycles, including the Evel Knievel Tribute, featuring the Snake River Trike, the X2 Sky Cycle, and the Formula One Dragster, presented by Motor Mania Media. Make your own music and show your own style. Get your photo with Barbie's pink Cadillac from Disney's Epcot. You've seen her on parade, now see it in person. Saturday, meet Danny Coker and Kevin Mack from Counts Customs and Counting Cars. Saturday and Sunday, meet Farm Truck and Asian from Street Outlaws. And see their sleeper Chevy Farm Truck Racer. The FuelRequired.com World of Wheels, presented by O'Reilly Auto Parts. January 24th through 26th at the David Lawrence Convention Center. Discount tickets at O'Reilly Auto Parts, part of the Summit Racing Equipment Show Car Series. See WorldofWheels.com for more info.
In 2012, Chad and Jeremy were cracking beers and chatting at a bar in downtown Bozeman, Montana. This profound conversation was the start of the world's most refreshing beer company that gives back to the community while celebrating the outdoors, having fun, and being ridiculously awesome. Montucky Cold Snacks, a snackable light beer that's only 102 calories per 12-ounce serving. On your next outdoor adventure, don't forget the snacks. Montucky Cold Snacks, available at better beer retailers, taverns, and restaurants. Cheers.
Honey, I found the perfect place for my parents and us.
Where?
St. Barnabas. For us, the Woodlands Carriage Home Community. And for my parents, condominium-style living at the Village. My folks will love the Village. There's an indoor mall with shops, restaurants, and more. And we can relax, knowing they're safe and secure.
That's what I plan to do when we move to St. Barnabas. Relax.
Call 724-444-5568 or visit stbarnabascommunities.com.
At Uline, they know going the extra mile takes hard work. For companies pushing to go further, Uline will go the distance with you. 24/7, they answer the phone to get you the shipping and industrial supplies you need. Business can move fast. Unexpected large orders, adverse weather, new safety guidelines, and changing economic trends. Uline works hard keeping 41,000 items ready to ship, minimizing detours on your way to the extra mile. Visit uline.com.
Don't miss the Insight all week long from Steelers insider Mark Cavalli.
Just because some nerd out there putting numbers together that says only 3 teams on my own, so they made the playoffs. That doesn't matter to me.
Sports Radio 93.7, The Fan. Live from the ShoreKeyMitsubishi.com studios, North Huntington and North Hills.
Sports Radio 93.7 The Fan. I'm Nicholas Harry Callis, and this is the Fan Early Morning Show. It's a pleasure to be with you this morning. Despite just the sadness that will surround us, I think, for the next few months. Hopefully the Pirates turn that around. But the Penguins are going downhill. The Steelers doing the same thing. They're just flatlined. I don't mean flatline like dead, no heart rate. I mean like, they're just doing the same thing. Each year is the same as the last, and that's not interesting. That's not fun. 412-928-9370. I got one more caller to take here, and we'll do that now. Good morning. What's your name?
Hi, my name is Evan.
Go ahead.
So I just wonder, I just remember last year how mad everyone was at Matt Canada, and I just wonder what type of culpability Arthur Smith has in this offense and its downfall. Thank you.
Thank you for the call. I mean, it's a fair question. I don't know if I don't think he's an issue. I think that Steelers offense had a lot of success, much more success than under Matt Canada. I truly believe that Mike Tomlin meddled in it to whatever extent that made them play overly cautious toward the end of the season. Like, Pickens was out the one game, and the Steelers didn't win, and I think that after that, Mike Tomlin stepped in and made a few conservative changes that prevented the team from, or the offense, I guess in particular, from thriving. That's my answer there. I don't think Arthur Smith is an issue at all. I think that he coached the team very well. From an offensive perspective, I just think that, Tomlin came in and made some changes that, again, were more conservative and that I think held the offense back to the point where, hey, they lost another game in the postseason. So, I think he'll be fine. I think that if the Steelers keep him around as OC, he'll do a fine job. I'm not worried about it. All right, that'll do it. My name is Nicholas Aricalis. This has been the Fan Early Morning Show. The Fan Morning Show pre-show with Crowley and Doran is coming up next right here on Sports Radio 93.7 The Fan.
Hey, Donnie Football here. Was your goal to lose weight this new year? If so, are you already down 18 pounds? Why not? I dropped 18 pounds in my first 3 weeks with Awaken 180. Motivation to keep going? I'd say it was. Find yours at awaken180weightloss.com.
There's electricity in the crowd, but when you have electrical problems, you need a family-owned business you can trust. Call Pellman Electric. Pellman Electric has been in business for over 25 years, and their qualified electricians can handle any project. Residential or commercial, outlet repairs in your house, to completing a high-rise office building, Pellman Electric will tackle any job. And if the power goes out, Pellman offers generator installation services. Visit them at PellmanElectric.com. You depend on electricity, depend on Pellman.
Hey, it's Crowley here for Shenderovich and Fishman. And did you ever notice in their ads, you won't hear a big, long disclaimer or see a bunch of tiny print on the screen? Because they don't need one. Their message is simple. Their success rate is 99.7%, and when they win for you, their fee is only 25%, because that's your money, and you pay nothing unless recovery is made. You don't need tiny print. You don't need a long disclaimer. It's simple. Their success rate is 99.7%, and when they win, your fee is only 25%. So if you've been injured, dog bite, car accident, motorcycle accident, any accident that causes serious injury or death, you call Shenderovich and Fishman. They are Pittsburgh's personal injury law experts. The phone number, 1-888-98-TWINS. That's 1-888-98-TWINS. They really do have your back, not your wallet.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. When I set out to build our firm, it was built for greatness. It was built for you. For over 35 years, my mission has been to deliver more for our clients, to deliver more for you. Today, Morgan & Morgan has more offices, more staff, and more lawyers than any other injury firm in the world. If you or anyone in your family has been injured, call America's largest injury law firm. Call Morgan & Morgan. ForThePeople.com.
Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
The latest advancement for thinning hair and hair loss is now at New Image Hair Clinic. It's called laser hair therapy, and you can try it for free. Simply call us today at 1-800-942-8302 or visit newimagehairclinic.com to schedule your free evaluation. In as little as 1 hour, we can help determine the possible reasons for your hair loss and if laser hair therapy is for you. Call now, and KDK listeners can receive 2 weeks of laser treatments for free. Certain restrictions apply, so call 1-800-942-8302 or go to newimagehairclinic.com.
Hey guys, Chris Muller here. We know this about pro athletes. They train all the time to perform better on the field. It takes a lot of time and effort. What, though, would you say if you could improve your performance in the bedroom, no training required? I'm talking about Blue Chew. And Blue Chew is an online service that delivers the same active ingredients as Viagra, Cialis, Levitra, and Staxin in chewable form and at a fraction of the cost. Your partner wants you to do this. They might not say it, but they want you to do this. You got to try it. Blue Chew's tablets, they're like a performance enhancement for the bedroom. They can help you get extra confidence when it is time to perform. You can turn oh no into oh yes. You know what I'm talking about, fellas. So if you could benefit from a little extra confidence in the bedroom when it's time to perform, visit BlueChew.com. Ready for a great offer? How about free? Go to BlueChew.com, consult with a licensed medical provider, and get your first month free. Then you'll be ready to chew it and do it.
If you needed one more reason to choose Diamonds Direct over any other jeweler, get this. Diamonds Direct maintains involvement in the entire diamond process and handpicks the best just for you. You see, any jeweler can claim to be a direct importer or have so-called partnerships overseas, but Diamonds Direct has special access that others simply don't have. Nobody can get closer to the source than Diamonds Direct. Indeed, Diamonds Direct is recognized in the industry as a world diamond powerhouse with unrivaled buying power and decades of inside connection traditions that go back to their roots as actual diamond cutters. Bottom line, Diamonds Direct is without question the jeweler here that can truly offer the absolute best value. We're true talking direct importer prices on hand-selected diamonds that come straight from the source. Make no mistake, Diamonds Direct refuses to be undersold on GIA-certified diamonds. And we challenge you, let us prove it. Diamonds Direct, your source for the ultimate diamond value. Proud to call the Steel City home. Diamonds Direct, your love, our passion.
It's 2025, and it's time to get your home zero-resified by calling your cleaning heroes at Zero Res. Take 24% off all services for this month when you call 412-701-1188 or book online anytime at ZeroResPGH.com. It's 2025, and it's time to get your home zero-resified by calling your cleaning heroes at Zero Res. Take 24% off all services for this month when you call 412-701-1188 or book online anytime at ZeroResPGH.com.
Now, from the Spitzer Toyota Monroeville and Spitzer Acura McMurray Traffic Center.
On the traffic front, we're not supposed to see the snow at least till maybe about 7 this morning. So on that front, the roadway's looking good right now. Parkways east, west, north to 28. Driven by the Kenny Ross Auto Group. Find the best deal and Pittsburgh's best warranty at KennyRoss.com. I'm Rob Taylor.
This traffic report brought to you by Awaken 180 Weight Loss. Visit them at awaken180weightloss.com.
Your hometown building partner since 1956, 84 Lumber. Visit 84lumber.com.
It's the Fan Morning Show pre-show. Crowley, Dickerson, Callis. Good morning, everybody. And good morning to the two of you. How we doing?
Doing fantastic. Thursday, baby. Callis, how you doing, man?
Never been more tired in my life.
Really? Why?
I've been staying up and watching Breaking Bad.
Oh, nice.
Worth it.
I've never
First
seen
time?
that before. Yeah.
Oh, where are you at?
I'm in season 4.
Let's go.
Oh, man.
There's a lot of police cracking down on a lot of dealers. Yeah.
So, Doran, I don't know where you come down on this. I am absolutely here for Callis's work performance suffering so that he can watch one of the greatest shows of all time.
Absolutely.
It really is.
Greatest show of all time.
It's so good.
Yes.
And the rewatch quality also very good.
It gets better every time.
There's a couple of episodes that I just have no time for. There's the one where they try to kill the fly when they're, I don't want to ruin anything for Callis, but they're in the lab.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
And they're just chasing a fly for 55 minutes.
Right. Yes.
I ain't got time for that.
Right.
But
I saw that one.
Oh, you already saw that one?
Yeah.
I don't think you did.
I did.
How many seasons?
5.
There's 5.
Oh,
yeah,
you totally saw it.
He's getting towards the end.
For whatever reason, I was thinking that it was longer than that. You know what? Here's the thing about Breaking Bad, guys. There's a lot of shows that hang on too long. Like Game of Thrones, I thought was awesome. And there were a couple of good episodes in the last season because they had such a Goliath budget.
Mm-hmm.
But they rushed the storylines. They wanted the thing to get over. It had gone on too long, and it wasn't the same quality at the end as it was at the beginning. Breaking Bad, now that you say it was 5 seasons, and now that I think about it, they knew when to get out.
Mm-hmm.
Vince Gilligan knew when to say, all right, let's call Uncle. It never was bad. It was never bad. No. At no point did it slip from start to finish. Awesome.
Awesome. In the spinoff, and he knew, the genius mind of Gilligan, knew, okay, all right, people are still yearning for Breaking Bad. You fiend for it after a while. Every single year I'll watch it. I'll rewatch it, and it's like I'm watching it for the first time. And I started watching it 5-6 years ago, and I've seen it probably about 5 or 6 times all the way through. But I'm telling you right now, whenever you finish, you're going to want more, Callis. You're going to want more. And your fix, Better Call Saul, is almost just as good as Breaking Bad.
I didn't realize that was a Breaking Bad spinoff because
you know Saul clearly.
I've
now.
heard of Better Call Saul, like the show.
I
even
have never
before I
seen that.
It's Breaking Bad.
Yeah, I need
But
to do it. We've had this conversation before. I need to get in on that.
Oh, it's right there.
So I hear, which is amazing, and that's to your point. That's the brilliance of Gilligan.
Yep.
We're okay. This has run its course, and we're gonna leave, and we're gonna go out on a high. It was the last show that I ever remember watching live. I watched the whole final season when it would come out on television.
Mm-hmm.
We don't do that anymore.
No.
You got streaming, so I remember that in. It was such a great ending, and we're not going to ruin anything for you, Callis. We would not want to do that because that would be a crime against humanity, frankly.
Thank you.
But then to say, okay, but there's still that appetite for it. We're not going to keep doing this. Let's do something in the universe, and then it's just as good. Unbelievable.
Well, they identified, okay, what's the best character that can have a great backstory? And, I mean, you can go with Armand Trout. You can go with, Gus or the cook. What's his name?
Fring?
Gus Fring, yeah. So you can go with him.
One of the great villains of all time.
One of the greatest villains of all time. And it was very obvious, like, whenever you watch Better Call Saul, like, all right, this would be very interesting to have Saul and Saul Goodman to have his own story. And how did he get to be a lawyer? Go ahead, Cows.
Well, don't spoil it anymore. I don't know who's going to survive or not. So
Sure. Well, to help you feel better, Better Call Saul was before
Breaking Bad. It's a prequel.
Right.
Oh.
Yeah.
Right. So anybody could have died or nobody could have died. We'll leave it at that.
Yep.
Cool.
Yeah.
Do you guys know that this movie El Camino came out?
Yes. Watch that. I did watch that.
That was okay.
That was just okay.
That was just okay.
All right.
Here's a text. The Fly episode is a funny story. That season was so over budget they needed an episode that cost almost nothing. You know what? I remember reading that. Here's a couple of good texts here. There's no way that Breaking Bad's better than The Sopranos. They're on the Mount Rushmore.
Mount Rushmore together.
They're both right up there. I also put The Wire up there. Someone just texted that in. I don't know that Breaking Bad was better than The Sopranos, but you could definitely sway me.
Mm-hmm.
You could absolutely convince me.
Mm-hmm. I've never seen Sopranos, but I mean, it's regarded as the best TV show of all time for sure.
Yeah.
And I could see where people can say that, but I mean, you talk about Mount Rushmore of TV shows, those two are definitely on it, right?
I think so. I think The Wire's got to be up there too. It can take a minute to get into The Wire. Like, I know a couple of people, like my dad. My dad, he's watched The Wire's first 3 or 4 episodes like 5 or 6 times. He's like, I can't do it.
Mm-hmm.
Stick with it. Stick with it.
That's how I was with Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
Couldn't get into it. Never was really into that medieval stuff either, though. That just never was.
I always have been, and there's sex, which doesn't hurt. No sex in Breaking Bad. No nudity, I should say.
No, that's not true.
Yeah, right?
I saw a chest exposed in there. Yeah.
Whose chest?
This guy Jesse was thrown out a window.
This guy Jesse. Oh, you're right. Right at the very beginning, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's the other thing about Breaking Bad. Not only was it well written and the cinematography's great, they could not have cast it better.
No, it's perfect. Perfect.
Jesse Pinkman was just outstanding.
Yes.
Bryan Cranston.
Yes.
Outstanding. Even Skyler, who everybody hates, impeccably acted.
Hank. Hank was great.
He's kind of a badass jerk off in real life.
Oh, really?
Which I kind of like. I kind of dig that vibe. Gus Fring again. Perfect casting.
Perfect casting.
Perfect casting.
I mean,
Mike Ehrmantraut. Perfect casting.
The thing I think about Breaking Bad is there's so many stories within the show. Like, there's so much going on, and it's not easy, but you're able to follow. It's not a show where it's like, okay, what the heck is going on? Like, I don't know. Like, there's so many things going on. Like, this guy's doing this. Now they're in with the cartels and, like, doing all this stuff. Like, you can follow Breaking Bad.
Yes.
With how many things are going on, which I think makes it the best.
They all tie together at some point or another.
Together.
You ever watch Westworld on HBO?
That was one of those things where I watched 2 episodes.
And I totally get that, because I feel that show went out of its way to attempt to confuse you in a way that I found to be disingenuous.
Yes.
Like, this isn't a brilliant show this show is trying to be convoluted purposefully and try to be smarter than I think it actually is.
Yes.
So F that show. Not to be critical.
I mean, Stranger Things.
Great show.
Great show.
Great show. I wouldn't put it on the Mount Rushmore. Great show.
Yeah, it's in the second or third tier for me. I just like the fact that they go back to the 80s and the fact that they had to make everything look like the 80s and you still get that 80s vibe. Like, they didn't miss.
With the music, too.
They didn't miss.
Soundtrack never misses.
Never misses. It doesn't miss.
And you could easily have set that in modern times, and it wouldn't have hit the same way. You're right about that.
It wouldn't have hit. And, I mean, you could tell sometimes whenever, you get those movies that go back in time and you're like, all right, like, yeah, it looks like it, but it doesn't. Then you put on a movie that was in that time, and it's like, okay, there's a difference. Like, Stranger Things, like, if you didn't know that anything about it, you could easily think that it came out in 1988.
100%.
You could easily think
they do it that well.
Yes.
And Winona Ryder's awesome.
Yes. And they bring in the characters from the 80s, Sean Astin
yes.
and Winona Ryder. I like that stuff.
Winona Ryder. Barely know her. Texter, Ray Donovan. You ever see that show?
No, I heard it's really good, though.
Showtime. It was pretty good. IMO. It's pretty much Irish guy gets drunk and beats people up porn.
Is it?
Yeah. But it's cool.
Isn't he like an agent or something?
So he's a cleaner.
Oh, he's a cleaner.
Which is, it's a great concept. And the first couple of seasons, I was absolutely riveted.
Mm.
And then I felt like it kind of tailed off there at the end. People are texting in Ozark.
Very, very good.
Very good show.
Second tier. It's in with Stranger Things for me.
Yeah. If it would have come out before Breaking Bad, I think I might have liked it more than I did. Because I really think it's a good show. And there's significant differences. But to me, it was kind of like Breaking Bad light.
Yeah. Jason Bateman, he's never played a role. Well, at least from, his general movies, he's never played a role like that. So I think that was very intriguing.
Yeah, he's more of a comedy guy.
Right.
I listened to his podcast, and I don't think he views himself that way. He's a very funny man in real life, at least on the podcast. I think he wanted to do something like that.
Yeah. Yeah. Step out of his box.
Yeah.
Step out of the box. And
I think he had a lot to do with writing it, too.
That was a really good show.
It is a good show. I'm probably not giving it enough credit around here.
It was a really good show. But it also came out during, I think it didn't come out in COVID.
Yeah.
So that,
Tiger King.
Oh, man, no.
Texter, can you three just start a podcast, please? The pre-show's my favorite part of my drive. In the morning, hilarious. Could listen to you guys talk about random stuff for hours. Yeah.
I'm surprised that they haven't came up with restaurants. What is it? Pollos Hermanos.
Oh.
I'm surprised that there's a bunch of Pollos Hermanos around the country right now.
I hate to say this, and kids, cover your ears. Breaking Bad makes me want to eat delicious fried chicken and snort blue crystal meth. It makes the meth look so good. Never done meth, never gonna do meth, but they make it look pretty appetizing, don't they? It's like, oh, that's pure. That stuff looks really good. Let's give it a shot. I've heard this, Texter. The Americans was a great show about a couple of modern-day Russian spies. We watched the first season, and then babies happened.
Yeah.
And so,
Sons of Anarchy was pretty good. Narcos is really good, too.
Yep.
Sons of Anarchy was real good. I watched Breaking Bad and Sons of Anarchy at the same time for the first time and during COVID.
Aren't you jealous of people like Callis?
Yes.
Who are now experiencing it for the first time?
I love it.
What got you onto it? Yeah.
So, social media, at times you'll swipe on things and you'll just get little clips and little segments of certain shows or movies. And that did it. It got me.
You're like,
great job.
Darn it, I might as well watch the whole kit and caboodle now.
See, has it lived up to...
Yeah, no. Yeah. I mean, I saw a couple of scenes. I thought they were interesting, and now they're being put in the whole storyline, and I'm like, oh, okay, yeah. I've heard this show was good, but I never got around to it till now. But then seeing the scenes, that really made it desirable to me to watch.
Some just totally screwed up stuff in there too. Way screwed up.
The show, man.
I mean, the first Isn't it the first episode or one of the first few episodes where they're dissolving a human body?
Yeah.
Yeah. From high school teacher to I'm dissolving a body, 0 to 60 in like 2 seconds.
You got to go get the plastic. You got to go get the right barrel. Like, what are you doing, you idiot?
You
talking
moron.
to Jesse.
Texter, Ted Lasso is great. First season I thought was outstanding, and it's a super easy watch. Same with, I don't even know if I can say this, Bleeps Creek.
Mm-hmm.
Both super easy watches and came out in COVID when everything sucked. And I'm not trying to watch something heavy.
Mm-hmm.
And you've got this character in Ted that is so likable. And he just is whimsical and he makes you laugh. And you're like, man, do I need this right now? But then I think that really went off. True Detective first season.
Very good.
Callous.
Really good.
Did you do that one? True Detective season 1?
No.
Buddy, get in there.
That's next. That or Saul. But True Detective season 1 with Woody Harrelson. Oh.
Matthew McConaughey.
Very good.
Who really, I thought, jumped outside of himself for that. Like, I always thought of him as, like, the chick flick guy. And then he's, what was his name? Rust. And he's just smoking cigarettes and drinking 16 ounces and just dark as hell. That first season, I would put up there with any season in television history.
Yeah, that was really good. When did that come out? Was that?
Good question.
Man,
that probably so long ago that it's going to make us sad.
Probably like, I'm going to say 16. Man. No?
2014.
Oh, my
10 years ago.
Oh, my goodness. That's crazy. I heard I tried to get into the new season with Jodie Foster. It's really good from what everybody says, but I just couldn't get past like the 3rd episode for some reason.
I thought that one was convoluted.
Did you watch the whole season?
No, I did the same thing you did.
Okay.
I thought season 1, while deep and dark and twisted, was also easy to follow.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a mystery. And so you're trying to figure it out along the way. I thought the subsequent couple of seasons were tough to follow. Here's another good one. First few seasons of Homeland.
Never seen that.
Oh, same thing. Season 4 wound up being really good. Seasons 1 and 2 were elite. Season 3, not so much. It was on HBO.
What's it about?
So, what's the actor's name? It's going to drive me nuts. Damian Lewis.
Mm-hmm.
So Damian Lewis was a prisoner of war, and he comes back.
POW?
Yeah. Prisoner of war. For the uninitiated.
Yeah, no, I know.
He's a POW.
We know a couple people who could be POWs.
That's a deep cut that people aren't going to understand. But it hit me, and it made me laugh. That's why you said it.
Yeah.
Went right over my head. Went over my head, too. So Damian Lewis, he is a POW, and he comes back, and he finds out that they thought he was dead. His wife was like sleeping with his best friend who was also in the military. And I don't want to ruin anything here. They're wondering if he got brainwashed and is now a sleeper cell terrorist.
Oh.
And he's this American hero.
Oh.
And Claire Danes is in it, and she's unbelievable, and she works for the CIA, and so she's investigating him and then sleeping with him while looking into whether or not he's a terrorist. It's so good.
It might be might be my next show.
I'm actually going to go back home tonight and watch a couple of seasons.
This might be it. This might be my next watch.
Yeah. Someone said designated survivor with Kiefer Sutherland.
Kiefer?
Kiefer. What? You ever watch Dexter? Not my bag. What happened? Kiefer Sutherland.
Kiefer.
That's what I'm saying.
You said Kiefer.
Oh. All right, coming up in 30 seconds. Tristan Jarry gets waived. The Steelers have one quarterback under contract, and it's Skylar Thompson. The Pirates have added 2 guys this offseason that might help the team, and neither one of them are household names. Pitt basketball now 3 losses in a row. Pitt football 6 consecutive losses to end the season. Is there a glimmer of hope in the Pittsburgh sports scene? Is there a light at the end of the tunnel? What has us optimistic? Is there anything about the future of our franchises? We'll get to that coming up in 30 seconds, Bang.
HD1 Pittsburgh, an Odyssey sports station. Live from the ShoreKeyMitsubishi.com studios, North Huntington and North Hills. Always live and free on the Odyssey app.
For all station contest rules, go to 937thefan.com/rules.
The Fan is covered by Top Dog Law.
Top Dog get you top dollar. Go to topdoglaw.com. That's topdoglaw.com.
Larson through the middle. Kako, bullseye! Capo Kako puts it away with 63 seconds left. 4-2 Seattle.
Near, far, wherever you are. Goodbye, Tristan Jarry. My heart will go on. That's all she wrote, Norm. He ain't going to get claimed.
No.
So he'll be in Wilkes-Barre, and it'll save the Penguins $1 million. But let's make no mistake about it. Tristan Jarry can never take the ice at PPG Paints Arena. He can never wear a Penguin sweater again. It's over. It was a bad idea at the time. And Kyle Dubas and company cutting bait. We could sit here. We could excoriate Kyle Dubas, and maybe there's time for that at some point. We could talk about a lot of the mistakes that Kyle Dubas has made and his predecessors made. And there are many. Or we can look ahead and try to spin this thing positively. I don't really know how to do that, apart from opening up the phone lines at 412-928-9370. Penguins don't have a goaltender. Steelers don't have a quarterback. Penguins the last 2 years have contended but didn't make the playoffs. The Steelers the last few years have been 10-7 and got their asses beat in the playoffs. The Pirates, through 100 games this year, are right there in the thick of the wild card race, totally fell off, and they haven't really addressed any of their needs this offseason. It's bleak right now, man.
It is.
We are in the wilderness. We're not even in the 80s. The 80s were better. So if you had to say one thing, one beacon of hope in the Pittsburgh sports landscape at 412-928-9370, what would that beacon of hope be? Where's the light at the end of the tunnel? Is there one guy, one thing that gives you optimism? 412-928-9370. That is the Fan Hotline, presented by Sullivan Super Service. Pittsburgh trusted plumbing and HVAC provider for over 50 years. I have tears in my eyes because it makes me cry, so I couldn't see the back half of that read there, Doran. Is there anything that gives you optimism? Anything we can latch on to say, hey, at least we've got ...
There's clearly one guy that, I mean, you feel bad for some of the guys. Like, you feel bad for Sidney Crosby. I honestly feel bad for Tristan Jarry. It's not like he wanted to play bad. He just couldn't find it. And, his teammates, and he wanted to be there and do well for his teammates. So I do feel bad for him.
Not his fault they paid him.
Right. And, it is what it is in sports and it's business. But there's one little sliver of hope. And we're talking about hope. We're not talking about anything else. We're hoping that this could be a thing. And it's clearly Paul Skeens, right? Yeah. The guy is Paul Skeens here in the city. But the hope that I have for us to get out of this grave of Pittsburgh sports,
give it to me,
is that he can unlock the next level. He is the vessel to unlock the Pirates to spend some money and to surround him with talent. He's the only way. He's the only way. And I don't know if it's necessarily his voice. It may be his demeanor. It may be how every fifth day he goes out there and he just dominates. And you kind of back management and ownership into a corner where it's like, please do not waste my years of pitching here in this city. I want to play and win baseball games. It's not just about records for me. And I truly believe this about Paul Skeens. It's not about records. He wants to win.
Damn right.
He wants to win baseball games. He potentially has the ability to unlock the Pirates into surrounding him with legitimate talent for them to win. They have the best opportunity right now. It's probably been said before, but we've been saying this talking to each other for a while. But right now, it's more real than ever. They have the best opportunity to be king of the city right now. The first time in how many years the Pirates can do something where they are top dog. Top dog.
They left a clamp in me.
What is that?
I think you're right, man. The Pirates have this unique opportunity that they haven't had.
Right.
They have the chance to be the kings of the mountaintop, and I'm really annoyed with Pony, and he did not do anything wrong. Callis, you can correct me on the pronunciation here, Mr. Baseball Guy, but Santander's out there. Is that how you say that? From the Baltimore Orioles?
Yes.
He hit 40 homers last year. He had a bunch of homers the year before. And the latest reporting on him is that at this point, because it's so deep into the offseason, he would be willing to take a 1-year deal. I have thought this for the last couple of days since that report came out, and I knew we would get to it at some point. Well, Pony tweeted it out yesterday. If you go out and sign that guy, a 40-homer bopper to put in the middle of the lineup on a 1-year deal, you can throw a ton of money at a guy for 1 year.
Mm-hmm.
They would be the talk of the town. They would be the story. People would go into the season with optimism. I've been thinking it. He put it out there before I could. I was going to do it today. But it's true. You go out there and you do that, all of a sudden people go, all right, Bucks, all right, money where your mouth is. And you say that you've got Paul Skeens, and you're right, and you've talked about this opportunity the Pirates have. Problem is, up until this point in the offseason, they give me no reason for hope. They've given me no optimism.
Of course not.
I think getting Horowitz was a shrewd move. I like the player. Is that going to take you from a 76-win team, though, to a playoff team?
It's not.
No. So while I agree with everything you said, I can agree only up to a point, which is, yeah, this is how they should be operating. They're not right now. Now, Mackey walked up in here the other day, and he said, listen, they were 52-50. They were 3 games out of a playoff spot, and they did not have Skeens all year. They did not have Jones all year because Skeens was called up later, Jones got hurt. And you think about Johan Oviedo now being a part of this and some of the young pitching that they have coming up, guys that aren't going to do what Skeens did last year. Nobody does. And might not even do what Jared Jones did last year, but can you be a reasonable facsimile? They should be able to pitch well enough, if those guys are here all season, to not just be 52-50, but be around it the whole time. That is a very optimistic viewpoint.
Yes.
That is going to rely a lot on internal improvement.
Yes.
I can meet him halfway, where I think they can be better than last year, but it's still not enough. So he would say that's the glimmer of hope. There's the optimism. I'm like half and half there.
Mm-hmm.
I got my butt on the chain link fence. Mm-hmm. They should be better than last year just with internal improvement, but is that going to be enough to bridge the gap and get them to the playoffs? I don't think so.
No, it's not. But the glimmer of hope is having arguably the best pitcher, the best pitcher in the sport.
Yes.
And no other team, I mean, you could say Crosby. I mean, he will be regarded whenever it's all said and done as one of the best players ever. But,
yeah,
he's 37 years old. The Steelers don't have the best player in the sport.
No, and the guy that you could make the argument for, non-quarterback is T.J. Watt. And he did not have his best season this year. I think injuries had a lot to do with that, but guess what? I think injuries might have a lot to do with his career moving forward. He's going to be 31 in October next year. Cam Hayward is going to be 36.
Let me say best young player in the sport.
When the Steelers season kicks off next year. Yeah.
Skeens.
Yeah. I'm happy they have Skeens. I'm over the moon they have Skeens. I don't want to be misconstrued here. But if they had a player that was going to hit, what would the position player equivalent of Skeens be? A guy who hits 50 homers? 45 homers?
Yeah.
Like a superstar? If they had an everyday guy that was as good as a position player as Skeens is as a pitcher, I'd be more optimistic.
It's like
because he helps you win every day and not just once every 5 days. Again, like not Lindor, saying they like made the mistake. Yes. Or an Aaron Judge.
Yeah.
If you had that guy, it would be easier to be optimistic because you got to get that guy out 5 times a game, 4 times a game.
Yep.
Skeens, I feel really good every time he takes them out. Okay, Pirates should win tonight. But he's only going to do it once every 5 days. It's bleak.
It's bleak. It is. We're talking about let's find the hope. Let's find the hope. And the hope is that Pirates do something that they surround the young talent with.
The thing about the Pirates, too, is that compared to the other 2 professional teams in town, their expectations are down here, and I have my hand very low. Whereas the Steelers and Penguins, their expectations are up here. I have my hand very high. So if they are in it until September this year, instead of July, we're all feeling really good.
Yes.
So can we squint and see that? Yeah, maybe. For all the reasons that we were talking about with Mackey, with their young pitching and what they were able to do for a long period of time last season. Can they be in it in September? Yeah, I think they can. I'm not going to pick them to go to the playoffs. But if they're in it in September, that'll be a fun summer. And then we'll have to turn the page over to the Steelers season. 412-928-9370. Is there a glimmer of hope in Pittsburgh sports? Is it only Paul Skeens? 412-928-9370. And is Skeens enough? 412-928-9370. People are texting in Pitt and Penn State volleyball. Yeah, both great programs. Penn State volleyball just won the national championship. I think Pitt volleyball is going to win a national championship. You've got arguably the best player in the sport at Pitt. However, it's not like the Steelers. It's not like the Pirates. It's not like the Penguins. No disrespect.
Right.
And that sport is growing everywhere, and it's really growing here, and it's popular here. I'm not going to dismiss that. But if that's what you have to hang your hat on, again, no disrespect, you are in a tough spot. 412-928-9370. Texter, you are 2 down on the Pirates. They're not that far off, and baseball is rated. All right, someone's optimistic.
Wow. Somebody text that in. Somebody actually got on their phone and typed that in.
Let's go.
Wow.
Here is the fly in the ointment with Skeens, too. Let's say Skeens wins the Cy Young this year, and you do compete through September. With Skeens, you're going to I'm never going to miss a pitch he throws. I've made that vow because he's not going to be here forever.
That last year. Yeah.
Never going to miss a pitch. It's like Haley's comment. You want to soak it all in while it's here.
Yep.
But there's the fly in the ointment because with every passing start, he's closer and closer to not being a Pirate. And I'll tell you, that has actually more to do with the economics of baseball than it does the Pittsburgh Pirates. This is a guy who's going to make $500 million, if not more.
He'll probably make $1 billion.
I mean, no small market team can afford that guy. So that's just a reality. And so every time he pitches, it's like that summer fling. You're under the boardwalk and you're making out, and it turns into a sing-along, and you're dancing on the beach, and all of her friends come in and they're snapping. That's what it feels like. Young love on the beach, right? A summer fling.
But go back to school.
Yeah, every passing day, it's like, I sure like having sex. But every time you're doing it, you're like, I got like 20 days left of this, and then she's going to be having sex with someone else. So even the thing you have to be most excited about, it's fleeting, man. It's fleeting. 412-928-9370. We're looking for optimism. We've been very negative. Please give us anything. Anything. We're grasping at straws here. 412-928-9370. Give us a text on that text line. Brought to you by Eggersteiner and Associates, a personal injury law firm where they always say there's never a fee unless we get money for you. We'll talk the ins about this on the phones coming up next, but right now it's a Nicholas Harry Callis fan headline.
Now, fan headlines powered by Bowser Genesis of Monroeville.
Pitt men's basketball lost to Florida State last night. Pitt's next game is going to be against Clemson at home coming up. That'll be on Saturday afternoon. More fun headlines. Go to 937thefan.com. And now, Crowley.
Thank you, Callis. Winter, snow, and ice. They wreak havoc on your home, especially if your roof, siding, or gutters aren't up to par. And there's only one choice if you think your home isn't properly protected. That's to call the Pickle. Gherkin Roofing and Contracting. They are experts in finding and eliminating leaks, making repairs, or if you need a whole house roof and siding replacements, they can do that too. No job is too big. No job is too small for the Pickle. 724-515-5551. Call thepickle.com, and they're answering phones 24/7 today.
Sports Radio 93.7 The Fan. Having watched the Steelers lose their 6th consecutive playoff game, it would be natural to want to change at head coach. It doesn't sound like that's happening. But Mike Tomlin says change is coming.
I'd imagine there's going to be some things that change around here on a lot of levels. But that's just this game, as I mentioned. I understand that. I'm open to that.
We'll have that change covered all offseason long, right here on Sports Radio 93.7 The Fan.
Start new at Jim Shorkey Mitsubishi in North Huntington. Equally great in weather and fuel efficiency. Check out the 2025 Outlander PHEV. Just $299 a month with no money down. Remaining 24 Outlanders now up to $9,000 off. Or finance at a low 0%. Your new year deal, your way. What a great day. Shop JimShorkeyMitsubishi.com. Lease for $299 a month for 36 months. Security deposit waived. Includes all applicable factory rebates and dealer discounts. Financing on select models with approved credit. See dealer for complete details on all offers.
Honey, I found the perfect place for my parents and us.
Where?
St. Barnabas. For us, the Woodlands Carriage Home Community. And for my parents, condominium-style living at the Village. My folks will love the Village. There's an indoor mall with shops, restaurants, and more. And we can relax, knowing they're safe and secure.
That's what I plan to do when we move to St. Barnabas. Relax.
Call 724-444-5568 or visit stbarnabascommunities.com.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance specialist for University Housing, he knows college students can major in wear and tear. Plus, housing so many students doesn't leave a lot of room to house all the supplies he needs. That's where Grainger comes in. With over 1 million industrial-grade products and fast, dependable delivery, Grainger carries the quality products he needs so he doesn't have to. From a new door hinge to a whole new faucet. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Joe Montana here. In my football days, I knew the importance of a strong defense. Now I'm sharing how you can help defend your health against pneumococcal pneumonia and invasive pneumococcal disease. Are you 50 or older like me? The CDC now recommends vaccination against pneumococcal disease. Even if you're healthy, your age puts you at increased risk and over 6 times greater risk of hospitalization with pneumococcal pneumonia than adults under 50. Schedule your appointment today at vaxassist.com.
Sponsored by Pfizer.
Breezy with snow today, the high 34.
Weather brought to you by Staples. Your local Staples store has hot deals and super low prices throughout the store on everything for your business. Save even more with the Easy Rewards program at Staples.
This sandwich is not just spicy, it's flavorful.
Hi, this is Matayo. And this is Elsa. And a little thing I love about the Chick-fil-A Grilled Spicy Deluxe Sandwich is that spicy kick. Because the spice comes in at just the right moment.
Oh, no. A little thing I love is that cilantro lime sauce. It's a fun blend of zesty and bold. That's what really makes me happy. Are you going to eat all your fries?
Order a Chick-fil-A Grilled Spicy Deluxe Sandwich and a Diet Dr. Pepper on the Chick-fil-A app for a limited time. Real guests paid for their testimonials.
Helping your inner circle prepare for emergencies can start in many ways. Put together an emergency kit with WipeWall. Create a family communication plan with your tita. Remind Bai to keep a backup battery charged. It all starts with a simple step, telling those you care about to be ready for the worst. So start a conversation and plan for emergencies together. Get more tips at ready.gov/start. Brought to you by FEMA and the Ad Council.
Mornings can start feeling the same. Wake up, brush teeth, go to work. But with breakfast from Wendy's, it's like, wake up, brush teeth, Baconate with a breakfast Baconator. Roll with a sausage breakfast burrito. Buddy it up with a honey buddy. Or get seasoned with seasoned potatoes. And then go to work. Sorry. When you're ready for a fresh wake-up call, gotta be Wendy's.
At participating U.S. Wendy's during breakfast hours.
Oh no, stomach issues again?
Stomach issues?
Who are you?
Your pancreas. I could be the real reason for your diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose oily stools.
I thought it was my stomach.
People often do, but any of these symptoms could mean having a condition called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. With EPI, the pancreas doesn't release enough enzymes to break down food, but EPI is manageable. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and speak with your doctor. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
The CBS Sports Minute is brought to you by Coit. Incredible 50% savings on all Coit cleaning services. Hurry, call Coit now and save 50%.
This is Boomer Esiason with an Odyssey Sports Minute, sponsored by Fisher Investments. Congratulations to the 18 players and 4 coaches selected to the College Football Hall of Fame class of 2025. Among the inductees this year are Nick Saban, Urban Meyer, Michael Vick, and Michael Strahan. Fun fact, of some 5.8 million who have played or coached college football over the last 155 years, less than 0.02% have earned this distinction. I'm Boomer Esiason.
At Fisher Investments, we may seem like other money managers, but we're different.
Are you really that different than the rest of us?
We are. As a fiduciary, we always focus on what's best for our clients.
What services do you offer besides investing?
We have a team of specialists in financial planning, estate planning, and more.
Your clients rely on you for all that?
Yes, we ensure clients receive unparalleled service at every step of the relationship.
Okay, but you still sell commission-based products, right?
No, because we believe that's a conflict of interest. We prioritize service over sales goals.
So, then how do your fees work?
We have a simple and transparent fee that's a percentage of our clients' portfolios. So we do better when our clients do better.
Wow, we're more different than I thought.
At Fisher Investments, we're clearly different. Learn more at FisherInvestments.com. Investing in securities involves the risk of loss.
Now, from the Spitzer Toyota Monroeville and Spitzer Acura McMurray Traffic Center.
Snow's not here yet, so traffic-wise, we're still all good on this Thursday morning, at least right now, on the roadways. From the voice of Pittsburgh, 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDK, I'm Rob Taylor, Sports Radio 93.7 The Fan.
New year means new stuff. Time to haul away the old. 2 Men and a Junk Truck is here and ready to help with your post-holiday cleanout. Book us online. 2menandajunktruck.com.
Live from the ShoreKeyMitsubishi.com studios, North Huntington and North Hills.
Penguins stink. Steelers, they keep hitting their head off the wild card round of the playoffs. Getting outscored 73-0 in their last 6 playoff games in the first quarter. And then you got the Pirates. You got Paul Skeens. You were in it for 100 games last year, but then you finished 10 games under 500 with, what, the exact same record as the year before, right?
Uh-huh.
Where's the glimmer of hope in Pittsburgh sports right now? We don't want to keep being negative. I'm not seeing a lot of reasons for positive. We'd love to hear one thing you're excited about, optimistic about, a light at the end of the tunnel. 412-928-9370. And a texter writes in, like Red said in Shawshank Redemption, let me tell you something, my friend. Hope is a dangerous thing. Hope can drive a man insane. I should have let you do it because you do the good Morgan Freeman.
Hope is a dangerous thing.
That's really good, Callis.
You drive a man insane.
I like when they all get the beer on top of the on top of the prison. It's the best beer has ever looked in a movie, in any walk of life. Get some suds for the guys.
Get some suds for the guys.
Oh man,
we sat up on that roof with that sun hitting our face, and we drank like we were free men.
It's like the crystal meth in Breaking Bad. Looks really appetizing.
It does.
Fan Morning Show is brought to you by Guardian Protection, your hometown home and business security company. I bet you Evgeny Malkin wishes he had Guardian Protection.
Yes, he does.
Would have helped him out.
Yes, it would have.
So hope is a dangerous thing, and we are looking for the light at the end of the tunnel. We are looking for reasons to be optimistic about Pittsburgh sports, and I do think as it relates to the Steelers, the only thing that can give you hope is hope. the hope that maybe Justin Fields pans out and is the guy. And I said yesterday, I think there's only like a 5% chance that he's the guy. He's played 50 games in the NFL before. It's a very short list of quarterbacks that have played that much and then all of a sudden went bang, like a rocket ship to the moon.
Mm-hmm.
And we've seen it with Geno Smith. It was tough for Josh Allen early. But again, there's not a lot of guys that fit that bill.
Yeah.
But the hope that all it takes is that quarterback and you're back on the right track. That's something I guess you can be hopeful for. But how they go about getting that guy when it took you 20 years from Bradshaw to Ben,
right?
When the Chicago Bears have never found one going all the way back to McMahon, when the Miami Dolphins, since Marino, the guy they've had to be excited about is Tua, and what is he, the 15th best quarterback in the NFL? The Jets have been looking forever. The list goes on and on. Damn it, there's no hope.
No, I mean, this situation with Justin Fields, like I really, really do hope that it pans out, but I have very, very little hope because if they felt that good about him, they would have stuck with him this year. They got a decent sample size of him, and they told us what they thought. So now I got to hope that you give them a whole season. Like, they know what they see. So, like, if they thought that highly of him, they would have stuck with him. It wasn't a situation where you're paying Russ the $39 million, where you had to play Russ, where you had to play Trubisky whenever, during the Kenny Pickett years, because you were paying Trubisky over $10 million. You're paying Russ $1.2 million. You didn't have to play Russ. If you felt that good about Justin, you would have rode with him. And they told us that. They thought that the better option was Russ at the time. How am I supposed to have hope going into this year that they feel that Justin Fields can really be the guy that takes them to the promised land?
Yeah, I don't think they know what they're doing at quarterback. And I should rephrase that, actually. I don't think they know what they're looking at with quarterbacks. I don't. Hey, let's sign Trubisky. Stunk. Hey, Mason's on the bench behind Kenny. And then it turns out he might have been the best option all along. They threw Kenny in when they shouldn't have thrown him in. They could have put him in a better situation. They benched Justin Fields at 4-2, and then Russell Wilson winds up going 6-6. They have screwed up at every point along the way. They probably hung on to Ben too long at the end. They never had a plan there. Other teams have had plans. The 49ers had a plan. It didn't work, but they had a plan.
Mm-hmm.
Jimmy Garoppolo, we're hitting our head on the Chiefs. Everybody is, but we are. We got everything in place but the quarterback. We got Jimmy G. Let's go out and move heaven and earth and get Trey Lance. See what happens there.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't work out. They accidentally find Brock Purdy, and I feel like they're now in Jimmy Garoppolo land with Brock Purdy.
Yeah, they got lucky. That was pure luck right there.
That part's pure luck. But the plan to get Lance was a plan.
Absolutely.
The plan to get Jordan Love was a plan. The plan to get Lamar Jackson, draft a quarterback then, when you had a Super Bowl winner in Joe Flacco, who didn't look totally washed, I don't think, at that point. That's a plan. That's foresight. The Steelers drafted Mason Rudolph in 2018 in the third round, and maybe they thought that Ben would hand it off to him eventually. Maybe, or were they just drafting Landry Jones as replacement?
Mm-hmm.
So, I heard Starkey argue yesterday. A lot of teams don't do the plan thing. Like, a lot of teams don't see the forest through the trees. A lot of teams hang on to their starter for too long and don't replace them while the starter's there. I just named 3 right there. I'll name another one in the Colts, and it's a different situation. And ultimately, it didn't work out for them.
Mm-hmm.
But Peyton had the neck surgery, the fusion surgery. They said, we're going to tank, and we're not going to run it back with Peyton. And Peyton goes off and wins the Super Bowl. We're not going to run it back with him. We're going to tank. We're going to take Andrew Luck, who at the time was this absolute can't-miss prospect. That was a plan.
Yes, it was.
So there's 4 teams. Steelers didn't do that. They should have done that. And there's another topic there, Doran. If we could get in a Pittsburgh time machine and go back and stop these franchises from getting into the doldrums they are in right now, where would we go? What would we do? Like, do we go in and stop the interview of Matt Canada? Do we stop him from drafting Kenny? Do we tell the Steelers to draft Lamar? If we could get into a time machine and prevent these teams from being in the sticky situations they're in, where would we go? 412-928-9370. We're going to get to that coming up next. But we're also looking for optimism. And we got Ben from Susquehanna. I like that word.
Me too.
Susquehanna. Let's all say it together. Susquehanna.
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 We should do that at the start of every show as a little
exercise.
Yeah. We used to do that with theater. Budda-gutta, 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 budda-gutta.
What?
Yeah.
Why that word?
It's not a word.
Oh.
Ben in Susquehanna. Hello.
Morning, guys. How you doing?
How are you?
I'm good. I appreciate taking the call.
Sure.
Love the show. Just wanted to dive in a little bit on what Doran was saying with the Steelers seeing what Fields had to offer. They got a good sample size, which they did. But I'm in the opinion that, you know, Tomlin's the player's coach, but he's almost too much of a player's coach. I think he's almost kind of running as the GM. I think he definitely had some behind-the-scenes promises to Russ that when he was healthy, it was his job, which is fine. But when Russ started to, you know, crap down his leg a little bit, he didn't even give Fields a chance to go back in. That's what I don't understand. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, I said I'd have gone with him in the playoff game, but Ben from Susquehanna, where's your optimism? What's the thing that's got you optimistic about Pittsburgh sports? Is there anything? He's gone.
He's gone.
Someone texted in, the thing that's got them most optimistic at 412-928-9370 is that Tomlin's contract expires in 2027.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And if he continues to do what he's doing and the ownership is still the same, which we could have another discussion about that and who's leading the ownership, what tells us that they wouldn't extend him again?
Right. Right.
You know,
exactly right.
If it's still the same, he got extended at 10-7 in a play, or 10-7 during the regular season in a playoff loss last year. If he continues to do that, which we probably think that he will, no losing seasons, probably will get extended again.
We're jumping all over the place today. Thursdays, we do that a lot, even in Steelers season. Pony asked a really good question yesterday. If Mike Tomlin's not fearful that he's going to lose his job, why did he have a no-trade clause in his contract? And Aditi talked about it when she was on with them yesterday. I was in a waiting room. I listened to a lot of their show. She said a lot of coaches have that. Not more than not, but it's pretty boilerplate stuff. I think the answer's obvious. And I've said it before. Tomlin knows he's not getting fired. But if the Steelers were ever going to move on, they would want it to look amicable, so they'd trade him. So if you get the no-trade clause, you are a Supreme Court justice. You're never going anywhere. And while the chances of them actually trading him are slim, make them zero. That's why.
Makes a lot of sense.
412-928-9370. Is there anything that has you optimistic about Pittsburgh sports right now? We'll take your calls on that. And if you could jump into a Pittsburgh sports DeLorean and go back in time to prevent any of these franchises from being in the ruts that they're in, where would you go? What would you do? What would you change? 412-928-9370. That's all on the way. And that's the subject of the Fan Morning Show Twitter poll brought to you by PJ Fitzpatrick Home Improvement. TrustPJ.com. Right now, it's a hairy headline.
Now, Fan Headlines, powered by Bowser Genesis of Monroeville.
Tristan Jarry got waived yesterday by the Pittsburgh Penguins. Penguins' next game is on the road tomorrow at 7 o'clock against the Sabres. More Fan Headlines, go to 937thefan.com.
Sports Radio 93.7 The Fan. You can catch up on the latest Pittsburgh sports news anytime. Just tell your smart device to play Sports Radio 93.7 The Fan.
93.7 The Fan from Odyssey.
Pittsburgh sports, smart enabled. Sports Radio 93.7 The Fan.
At Fisher Investments, we may seem like other money managers, but we're different.
Are you really that different than the rest of us?
We are. As a fiduciary, we always focus on what's best for our clients.
What services do you offer besides investing?
We have a team of specialists in financial planning, estate planning, and more.
Your clients rely on you for all that?
Yes, we ensure clients receive unparalleled service at every step of the relationship.
Okay, but you still sell commission-based products, right?
No, because we believe that's a conflict of interest. We prioritize service over sales goals.
So, then how do your fees work?
We have a simple and transparent fee that's a percentage of our clients' portfolios. So we do better when our clients do better.
Wow, we're more different than I thought.
At Fisher Investments, we're clearly different. Learn more at FisherInvestments.com. Investing in securities involves the risk of loss.
Hey, it's Andrew Filipponi for the FanDuel Sportsbook, the official partner of 93.7 The Fan, the official betting partner of the NFL. Right now, all customers can get a no-sweat NFL same-game parlay for any game in the divisional round weekend. All you have to do is place a 3-leg NFL same-game parlay, and you're going to get bonus bets back if your bet doesn't win. The big matchup I can't wait for is Bills and Ravens. Sunday night, 2 teams with Super Bowl aspirations, 2 teams with MVP-caliber quarterbacks, and sadly, as much as it pains me to say this, I think Baltimore is going to win the game. The Bills' defense, I think, is going to have a very hard time stopping Derrick Henry. I think this is a very tough spot for the Bills, and I actually expect the Ravens to get back to the AFC Championship game. So what are you waiting for? Get your no-sweat same-game parlay on America's #1 sportsbook with FanDuel.com/Andrew. 21 plus in President, Pennsylvania. Opt-in required. Refund issued is now eligible bonus bets that expire 7 days after receipt. Max wager $5 unless otherwise specified. Restrictions apply, including token expiration. See terms sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Looking for a new car, truck, or SUV? There's only one clear choice. The Power of Bowser family of dealerships. Featuring Chevrolet, GMC, Buick, Hyundai, Subaru, Nissan, and Genesis. With 3 locations across the Pittsburgh area, you're sure to find the perfect vehicle at Bowser. The Power of Bowser puts the power in your hands at powerofbowser.com. Shop the Bowser Express store and choose your vehicle, payment, and financing options. Value your trade and even schedule pickup of your new ride, all at powerofbowser.com. The Bowser family of dealerships in 3 locations: Pleasant Hills, Monroeville, and Chippewa. Visit powerofbowser.com today. The Power of Bowser family of dealerships, Route 51 South on top of the hill.
Hey, Green Gobbler here. So you've got a clogged drain in your bathroom. Water in the sink's overstaying its welcome. You're spitting today's toothpaste on top of yesterday's toothpaste. You hope that it go away. Yeah, clogs don't just go away. I make them go away. I'm Green Gobbler, the only clog dissolver you need. I'm bleach-free, safe for your pipes, and I work. Guaranteed or your money back. Because I never met a clog that was gonna unclog itself. Green Gobbler. Let the gobbler get it.
Join us for the Pittsburgh RV Expo at the Monroeville Convention Center, January 16th through 19th. Admission is free. Tour brand new 2025 RVs with the latest features, designs, and technology. There will be a full lineup of travel trailers, fifth wheels, motorhomes, toy haulers, and more with special show pricing. You can even enter to win a free RV. Don't miss the Pittsburgh RV Expo at the Monroeville Convention Center, January 16th through 19th. Learn more at campingworld.com/Pittsburgh.
Okay, I have to tell you, I was just looking on eBay where I go for all kinds of things I love, and there it was.
That hologram trading card. One of the rarest, the last one I needed for my set. Shiny like the
designer handbag of my dreams. One of a kind. eBay had it, and now everyone's asking, ooh, where'd you get your
windshield wipers? eBay has all the parts that fit my car. No more annoying, just beautiful.
Whatever you love, find it on eBay. eBay. Things people love.
I had the worst dream last night. You were in a car crash and the kids and I were on our own. We had to move out of the house because I couldn't afford it anymore.
That's awful, hon.
My brother was saying he got life insurance from Ethos. With Ethos, it only took 10 minutes and he got $2 million in coverage for around $2 a day. It's all online. No medical exam. He just answered a few health questions right from his house.
Ethos, here we come.
Visit getethos.com. That's getethos.com.
Sample rate is a 10-year term life policy for 35-year-old healthy, non-smoking male. Billed monthly.
Back to the Fan Morning Show.
They seem to be having a good time.
On Sports Radio 93.7, The Fan.
What's this?
right, so we got one of these wrapped DeLoreans. You know, Antonio Brown used to drive around in that Rolls Royce with the Steelers colors and the Steelers emblem on it. So we've got a DeLorean that's got all the Steelers colors, the black and the gold. And we got ourselves a Pittsburgh Sports DeLorean. We have already stated, and everybody knows, that things are not great in Pittsburgh sports right now. If you could get in that DeLorean and change one thing that would change the trajectory of one of these franchises, what would you do? 412-928-9370. We'd also love you to tweet us at _Adam Crowley, at Score and Doran. Brought to you by South Hills Kia in Peters Township. Visit them at southhillskia.net, where somebody already tweets, go back in time and don't hire Mike Tomlin. With all due respect, that's dumb. He won a Super Bowl and went to another.
Correct.
We can all say that it hasn't been good for a little while now, but to argue he shouldn't have been hired in the first place, I think is, well, idiotic, Doran. A texter with a really good one. We know the economics of baseball. We know the Pirates aren't going to spend $150 million. So how do you get bang for your buck? How do you get the most out of a roster? You get in the DeLorean and you go back not that far and you hire Terry Francona.
What, a couple months ago?
A couple months ago.
Yeah. Right.
You might even have enough juiced up to take another trip in the DeLorean if you go back just a couple of months to hire Terry Francona, who goes to the Reds, by the way.
Right.
Which sucks. So that's a twofer. Here's another twofer, and it's an obvious one. Go back and draft Lamar.
Yes. At 2018 draft, you drafted Terrell Edmonds, draft Lamar. He was 32. Terrell Edmonds was 28. You had pick 28. It's yes.
And to me, Doran, it's not that big of a stretch either, because they did take a quarterback. They took Mason Rudolph. If that was a draft where they weren't even considering quarterback, you'd go, still you want to go back in the time machine and do that? But they took one. And they could have had a 2-time MVP.
Well, and then you still had Ben, which was still playing pretty decent at the time.
Yeah.
You could have had Lamar sit and watch. And then you had your succession plan behind Ben, and you probably don't let Ben play as long as he played, and you make that move a little bit earlier, which you probably wouldn't have been in this situation.
Darn right. And you might not have a Lamar that's as good as the Lamar in Baltimore, because they changed their whole offense and they evolved, and I don't know that the Steelers would have done all that. But Lamar's still Lamar, and you're relevant. And you're vying for championship. Jim in South Park, hello.
Hi, guys. More of a question than a time machine thing for you. But my question is, how much influence in the decision-making with player personnel does Omar Khan actually have? I was looking at his resume the other day, and he doesn't have a stitch of player eval or scouting in his entire career. And I know that Mike Tomlin has a tremendous amount of pull in the decision-making on the player personnel. But is it exclusively Andy Weidel and Mike Tomlin, and Omar Khan is just a glorified bean counter?
Thank you, Jim.
I could structure it like this, and let me think. I was trying to think of it, and I think that's a very good question, because you hear the GM title and you think the GM makes all the moves. Andy Weidel gets the players, and we're talking, this isn't the draft, right? But the draft is separate. You get the players in the offseason. Andy Weidel finds the players. Mike Tomlin tells Andy Weidel what type of players he needs for his football team, especially his defense. Andy Weidel finds the players. Andy Weidel and Mike Tomlin go to Omar Khan. Can we pay for this player? Omar says, yes, we have the money to do that. I'll structure something. I'll move some things around. We can fit him in the budget. And then final gavel is Art. It's like, okay, we can get that player. If Omar says we don't have the money to do that, then they have to go back to the drawing board, get a similar player, but for a less price. But Andy finds the players. Well, Mike Tomlin tells Andy what he wants. Andy finds the players. Mike Tomlin says, yes, I like this player, or I don't like this player. If they like the player, they go to Omar and say, can we pay for this player? And then he says yes, and then Art has a final gavel.
Yeah, that makes sense. That sounds about right to me. I mean, there's a reason why they wanted to get such a strong personnel guy in Andy Weidel to pair with Omar Khan. Omar Khan's a brilliant capologist.
Absolutely.
And he's aggressive, and I think he's got a good scope of the league. I think Weidel has a good scope of the league. But when you say Art bangs the gavel, I think Tomlin does too.
Yeah, they bang at the same time.
Yeah.
Bang it at the same time. Bang the gavel at the same time.
If you don't want to go all the way back to 2018, you could always go back to 2020, Doran, and instead of drafting Chase Claypool, who turned out to be a jackass, you could draft Jalen Hurts.
I thought at the time that they were going to do that.
So did I. And I'll argue the same thing with Hurts that I did with Lamar. Lamar's obviously a better player than Hurts. I think you need a lot of things to be right to be a great team with Hurts, but you'd be in a much better position if you had him, obviously. Big C, Florida, what up?
Hey, good morning, gentlemen. Appreciate it. Thank you for taking my call.
You got it.
Hey, listen, I'm very optimistic moving forward. I'm not going to be Debbie Downer. And here's why. I think you squash all the noise right now. You tell Justin Fields, you're our guy. You give him the whole offseason. You surround him with talent. Let him work through the kinks this offseason and go for it.
I agree with that.
You got Broderick Jones, who's going to go to his natural position this year. We're going to get Fatanu back at right. Mason McCormick has another year. Zach Frazier will be another year. I'm optimistic about the offensive line. If you do that, you squash all the noise. Now you can concentrate on getting the dudes that you need. You can concentrate on shoring up that ancient defensive line with two players, T.J. Watt, 31 to be, Cam Hayward, 36. You do that, then you know moving forward, okay, either you're going to sink or you're going to swim, and then next year, then you can go get your quarterback.
I'm with you, because here's the thing, and I think you hit on a lot of good stuff there, Big C. Big C! I like saying that, too.
Big C.
Big C. You should call me that, Crowley. Big C.
No.
Oh. If you surround Justin Fields, like you go out and you draft a wide receiver in round one, like the Ohio State guy, like Buke or whatever his name is. I'll get that down.
Mecca.
Yeah, we'll call him a Mecca. You draft that guy, and you either got Pickens or a free agent on the other side, and you've got a young offensive line that you hope can come into its own, and maybe you get a dynamic running back in round 2 or 3, you will have set a quarterback up for success. And if Justin Fields can't have success with that group, you have your answer. But then when you go out and you get the quarterback of the future, if it's not Fields, he's set up for success.
Yes.
You still need to keep building this roster out and adding talent. Like, I've thought a lot about this. I'm not in for a full teardown.
No.
Because you don't
think you need it.
You don't need to do that. You know, if you go 10-7 next year and get blown out in the playoffs, which probably seems more likely than not, and next year's quarterback draft class is a really good one, you can always trade and move up into the first round. I mean, that's what happened with Patrick Mahomes. That list goes on and on. You don't have to tank to get your quarterback. I've gone back and forth on that. I'd rather not tank. I'd rather build a great roster to see with Fields and then to have a nice nest for baby bird quarterback to fly into. Or whatever. 412-928-9370. What's got you optimistic, if anything, about Pittsburgh sports? And if you get in a time machine and go back in time and fix one of these franchises with one move, what would you do? 412-928-9370. Right now, it's Nicholas Harry Callis fan headline.
Now, fan headlines powered by Bowser Genesis of Monroeville.
Pitt men's basketball lost yesterday to Florida State. Pitt's not going to play again until Saturday, and they play Clemson in the afternoon. More fan headlines, go to 937thefan.com.
Now, from the Spitzer Toyota Monroeville and Spitzer Acura McMurray Traffic Center.
Traffic-wise on the fan, the roadways, obviously a lot of schools are closed today, so you're not going to have a true rush hour traffic. So things are looking okay on the roadways. I don't see any accidents. But remember, the snow is coming. It's coming. I can't stop it. From the voice of Pittsburgh, 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDK, I'm Rob Taylor, Sports Radio 93.7, The Fan.
Come in and try the Good Feet feeling today. Comfort, energy, performance, and pain relief at the Good Feet store. Visit the store for a free test walk. Visit us in Robinson Town Center, in Cranberry Township, and now open in Morgantown. Good Feet arch supports are proudly made in the USA.
Sports Radio 93.7 The Fan. You listen to them every day. Now you can watch them too on the Fan video stream powered by Bowser. Bowser. Catch your favorite 93.7 The Fan hosts live on The Fan video stream. Just hit up 937thefan.com. Sports Radio 93.7 The Fan.
Check out the new Buffalo Wild Wings in West Mifflin at 9996 Mount View Drive, opening on Monday, January 27th, for a chance to score free wings for a year. That's right, free wings for a year. Be one of the first 100 guests in line on Monday, January 27th, for your chance to win big. Or join us on Friday, January 31st at the new Buffalo Wild Wings in West Mifflin for our live broadcast with Pony and Muller from 2 to 6, where we will be giving away free wings for a year to 20 lucky guests.
Vacations begin here at the Pittsburgh Travel Showcase, presented by AAA Travel. More than a show, it's a global travel extravaganza, January 24th through the 26th at the David Lawrence Convention Center. It's your savings ticket with convenient one-stop shopping. Meet top travel representatives. Book your next vacation on the spot. There's exclusive discounts, expert destination speakers, motor coach trips, and a travel store. Dream it, plan it, book it, experience it. Tickets at PittsburghTravelShowcase.com, where your adventure is waiting for you.
When he's good, he's thorough good. Little bad to the bone. When he's bad, he's the baddest. George Thorogood and the Destroyers, the baddest show on earth. Saturday, February 22nd, the Event Center at Rivers Casino. Tickets on sale now. Visit riverscasino.com or inside Rivers Casino. George Thorogood and the Destroyers.
Hey, Pittsburgh! America's greatest hot rod tradition is back with fun for the whole family. The 64th annual Fuel Required Classic Car Dealership World of Wheels, presented by O'Reilly Auto Parts. January 24th through 26th at the David Lawrence Convention Center. See the country's hottest customs, hot rods, classics, trucks, and motorcycles, including the Evel Knievel Tribute, featuring the Snake River Trike, the X2 Sky Cycle, and the Formula One Dragster, presented by Motor Mania Media. Make your own music and show your own style. Get your photo with Barbie's pink Cadillac from Disney's Epcot. You've seen her on parade, now see it in person. Saturday, meet Danny Coker and Kevin Mack from Counts Customs and Counting Cars. Saturday and Sunday, meet Farm Truck and Asian from Street Outlaws. And see their sleeper Chevy Farm Truck Racer. The FuelRequired.com World of Wheels, presented by O'Reilly Auto Parts. January 24th through 26th at the David Lawrence Convention Center. Discount tickets at O'Reilly Auto Parts, part of the Summit Racing Equipment Show Car Series. See WorldofWheels.com for more info.
Are you ready to transform your bathroom? Hi, I'm Matt Sloan, General Manager at West Shore Home, and we make it simple, fast, and stress-free. With hundreds of styles and combinations, you're guaranteed to find something you love. But we don't stop at tubs and showers. West Shore Home can upgrade your entire space, including flooring, vanities, and toilets, giving you the complete package. Need help deciding? Don't worry. Schedule a free, no-obligation design consultation today, and West Shore Home can be there as soon as tomorrow. Plus, check out our amazing promotions anytime at westshorebath.com. At West Shore Home, we don't just install and walk away. Every customer gets a follow-up call to ensure complete satisfaction. And our online scheduling makes booking your next home upgrade easier than ever. Text BATH to 35868 to get started today. That's BATH to 35868 or visit westshorebath.com. Transform your home with West Shore Home, the team delivering exceptional improvements every time.
It's Brian Baldinger with the Journey to the Big Game presented by Hyundai. After a wild weekend, Detroit and Philadelphia look to continue their hot streaks while Kansas City gets their first shot at a three-peat. However, one game stands above the rest as the MVP favorites in Baltimore and Buffalo go head-to-head in an epic playoff battle. Journey to the Big Game is presented by Hyundai. Now you can buy a new Hyundai at Amazon. Visit HyundaiUSA.com for more details.
T-Mobile 5G home internet keeps getting better. Get our fastest connection loaded with benefits. Get T-Mobile's best home internet starting at $55 a month with auto pay and any voice line. Plus, Price Lock. We won't raise your rate on internet. Check availability at T-Mobile.com/home internet.
Exclusions like taxes and fees apply. Guarantees regular monthly rate plan price of fixed wireless 5G internet data with qualifying service. After $15 bill credit with postpaid voice line plus $5 a month without auto pay with debit or bank account. Regulatory fees included for qualifying accounts. $35 connection charge applies. Speeds vary due to factors affecting cellular networks. Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, let's talk ED because millions of men experience it. Did you know that 1 in 4 people seeking treatment for ED are under 40? So you're not alone. And even better, HIMS can help. Find the ED treatment that fits your needs at up to 95% less than the brand names when you get started at hims.com/joy. It all starts with an online intake form. From there, a medical provider licensed in your state will determine if ED treatment is right for you. Through hims.com, you can access a full range of treatment options for ED, including daily or as-needed meds through a 100% online process. If prescribed, your medication is shipped to you for free. Millions of men experience ED, but Hims can help. To start your free online visit and save up to 95%, go to hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy for your free online visit. HIMS.com/JOY.
SchultzFord.com. 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 SchultzFord.com.
Text us on the Edgar Snyder and Associates text line at 412-928-9370. Edgar Snyder and Associates reminds you to text responsibly.
Now it's time to showboat.
Back to the Fan Morning Show.
Wow.
On Sports Radio 93.7, The Fan.
Pat Bostic going to join us in the 7 o'clock hour through the end of the show. 50-minute mark on The Fan is brought to you by South Hills Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram Route 19 in Peters Township. So Tristan Jarry out. The Penguins' goaltending situation was always good. I mean, you had Barrasso, then you got Fleury, then Matt Murray comes in, and you're sitting pretty. And since that expansion draft, things have all gone downhill. Matt Murray didn't pan out, and he had some personal things that went on. Tristan Jarry obviously has not panned out. He was placed on waivers yesterday. And so when we talk about getting in that Pittsburgh time machine, I think a lot of people will call up, and I'm sure there's a few people on hold that we'll get to at some point, that will say, go back and keep Fleury.
Right.
Which, hindsight being 2020, I mean, that's the whole exercise. Absolutely, you keep Marc-Andre Fleury. No question about it. But I am super annoyed by the way we're relitigating the past. Like, even our guy Austin Bechtold City Limits tweeted yesterday, boy, they should have kept Fleury. Yeah, no crap you say now.
Right.
But there's not a single general manager in hockey back then that would have kept the aged Marc-Andre Fleury for the price that he was going to cost and let the Kraken get a goaltender who won 2 championships as a rookie with a .923 save percentage and a .937 save percentage. There's not a single smart hockey person at the time that thought the Penguins did the wrong thing.
They did the absolute right thing.
Of course they did at the time. Did not age well. But the process was sound. Same way I said I had no problem with the 49ers trying to get Trey Lance. That's a good process. They just screwed it up. They got the wrong guy. The Penguins, yes, history will tell you, they got the wrong guy. But at the time, they made the right call.
Yep.
But yeah, if I were getting in that time machine, I'd go back and do it.
You'd keep Fleury.
I'd keep Fleury.
One reason why people were saying that because he's still playing.
Exactly. And Jarry stinks.
Yes.
Harry, did you have one?
Did you say the Kraken?
Oh, damn it.
Yeah, I was going to let that one go.
Golden Knights. Thank you.
Going to let that go.
Remember when Fleury went to the Utah Hockey Club? Expansion teams. How many You got 3 expansion teams since the last time that the Penguins won a playoff round.
Yep. Utah, Seattle, yeah, and Vegas.
Yeah, that's no good. That's no good. Someone texts in something to be optimistic about in Pittsburgh sports. Neil Shipley full-time on the PGA Tour. Yes, that's awesome. And
He's
God
from
love
Pittsburgh.
him. And God love him.
I mean, that's like being excited for Aaron Donald winning a Super Bowl.
Right. I would much rather, no offense, Neil, who's been on the show,
Right, yeah,
friend of the
awesome.
show, great guy,
Yeah, great kid.
Salt of the earth, just tremendous person. I would rather the Pirates win 110 games than Neil Shipley ever swing a golf club again on the PGA Tour. I mean, with all due respect, I care about my happiness more.
Here in Pittsburgh, yeah, we're all cheering for Neil.
Of course we are. I shouldn't have said that.
Pittsburgh teams.
Yeah. Yeah. Like someone else texted, hey, at least we got Oakmont coming up for the U.S. Open. That's great. That'll feel good for 4 days.
Yeah, we have the draft too.
That'll feel good for 3 days. It'll feel good for a lot longer if they get a quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
So those are the ones, 2018, 2020, 2021 NFL draft where you could have had Creed Humphrey. Like those are all places you could go back in time. Hiring Terry Francona would help. Maybe not trading Neil Walker. for Jonathan Neese. Maybe you keep your window open longer from 13, 14, and 15. You could have added more to that 15 team to really take a run at it in 16. All places we could go in the DeLorean. And then, of course, keeping Marc-Andre Fleury. If you've got more, you can let us know. 412-928-9370. Keep Mark Whipple. Might not have hurt.
Maybe not fire Wanstead. Wow. I had to throw that one in there.
I'm happy they did.
Why?
That's not true either. I love Wani. You didn't hear me say that. Do not tell my... Don't tell Amanda Filipponi I said that.
You got that, Cal. Let's clip that.
All right, Pat Bostic going to be joining us for the next 3 hours, and we can take more time machine calls. We can take more calls on what has you optimistic the next 5 years in Pittsburgh sports. Is there anything at 412-928-9370? But while we're relitigating the past, did the Steelers make a terrible personnel decision this season? One NFL analyst says, oh, yeah, absolutely. We react to it when we come back. It's a Fan Morning Show.
Good morning. Snow begins around 7 this morning and will continue through around 8 or 9 this evening. If in Pittsburgh, your snow totals will start at around 2 inches, with most seeing around 3 inches of snow. There will be higher totals in the usual suspects, with the Ridges and Laurel Highlands seeing the most. Temperatures are already ticking up with most in the mid-teens right now, and wind chills in single digits. Highs today should hit the upper 20s. I'm First Alert Meteorologist Ron Smile in the KDK Weather Center.
HD1 Pittsburgh, an Odyssey sports station. Live from the ShoreKeyMitsubishi.com studios, North Huntington and North Hills. Always live and free on the Odyssey app. Your hometown building partner since 1956, 84 Lumber. Visit 84lumber.com.
Hey, it's Chris Muller with a question. Was your goal to lose weight this new year? If so, are you already down 20 pounds? That's a serious question because I dropped 20 pounds my first 3 weeks alone with Awaken 180 weight loss. That's how fast the weight can fall off when you choose the solution for weight loss. Each week you look at the scale and the number goes down and down. Every morning you wake up, you feel better and better. For me, it was my joints. I knew I was going to need knee surgery, and even before the surgery, my knee felt better because it wasn't carrying around so much weight. Experiencing those results, and given how easy Awaken 180 was, there was no way I wouldn't reach my goal. And I did. 35 pounds total thanks to Awaken 180, and I've kept the weight off since. The only weight loss program I know that puts their money where their mouth is. They're so confident in your success, they offer free support for life, a one-time investment in yourself for a lifetime of benefits. Online at awaken180weightloss.com.
Hey, it's Andrew Filipponi for Mike's Beer Bar, Pittsburgh's best sports bar and the place to watch all the exciting sports action. With over 20 large TVs. Make Mike's Beer Bar your choice on game days to catch all the pro football, hockey, and hoops action, as well as the college football playoff, Premier League, and college basketball. It's Pittsburgh's destination for 300 local beers, 80 rotating taps, and over 500 total beers. Mike's also offers amazing food, including steak on a stone. Tell your friends to meet me at Mike's.
January is the perfect time to start new at ShoreKeyChevy.com. Chevy Silverado pickups and full-size Suburbans up to an incredible $10,000 off. The popular Chevy Tahoe now up to $9,000 off. There's even 0% financing available. Plus, huge trade values guaranteed to save you even more. Your New Year deal, your way. What a great day. Locations in both Murraysville and the North Hills. ShoreKeyChevy.com. Together, let's drive. Includes all applicable factory rebates and dealer discounts. See dealer for complete details.
Accidents don't happen on a schedule. They don't check to make sure it's between the hours of 9 and 5, and neither does Edgar Snyder and Associates. They're available if you're hurt at 10 p.m., 1 a.m., or on a Sunday. That's right, they're there for you 24/7. So if you've been injured and have legal questions, don't do late night searching and scrolling looking for answers. Just call Edgar Snyder and Associates at 1-800-94-EDGAR or head to www.edgarsnyder.com to chat online. The consultation is free, and as they always say, there's never a fee unless we get money for you.
Giant Eagle is making it easy to surround yourself with the sound of freshness. With new low prices on hundreds of your favorite produce items, so you save on all the crunch, all the flavor, all the just-picked goodness you love. Surround yourself with savings every time you shop with new low prices on apples, carrots, lettuce, celery, and more. Enjoy fresh savings on fresh produce at your neighborhood Giant Eagle.
Is your bathroom stuck in the past, dreaming of a sleek, modern upgrade? It's time to call Mount Pleasant Window and Remodeling. They specialize in full bathroom remodels, turning outdated spaces into luxurious retreats. From stunning showers to custom vanities, they bring your vision to life on time and within budget. Wow. Get started with a free in-home consultation and flexible financing options to fit your budget. Call 724-547-5445 or visit MountPleasantWindow.com today. Mount Pleasant Window and Remodeling, creating dream bathrooms for over 50 years.
Now, from the Spitzer Toyota Monroeville and Spitzer Acura McMurray Traffic Center.
Traffic-wise, no real issues on the roadways. You're seeing a little bit more activity coming in on the parkways east and west, but nothing to cry about right now. From the Voice of Pittsburgh, 100.1 FM at AM 1020 KDK, I'm Rob Taylor on Sports Radio 93.7 The Fan.
WetGo, go unlimited. Sign up at getgocafe.com/unlimited today. Wash your car as much as you want at 45 plus convenient WetGo locations. Sign up at getgocafe.com/unlimited. For an even faster, higher quality wash, find a WetGo Pro location and enjoy free high-powered vacuums and free use of microfiber towels. Sign up today at getgocafe.com/unlimited.
The Fan is covered by Top Dog Law.
Top Dog get you top dollar. Go to topdoglaw.com. That's topdoglaw.com.
Russell Wilson, I think the last 3 years we've figured out kind of where Russell is in his career. You know, he's going to hold the football on a long time. If you can create some one-on-ones, he's got a chance to be a really good player throwing the ball downfield. I do believe he's not what he was 5 years ago. That's not some earth-shattering statement. The Fields thing is interesting to me and also frustrating to me at the same time because, you know, Pittsburgh, and I heard you guys talking about it, and obviously it's been a conversation all week. Like, this is one of the reasons why so many of us, and me very much so, was so convicted about keeping Justin on the field.
Dan Orlovsky saying the Steelers made a mistake getting away from Justin Fields earlier this year. 412-928-9370. We'll react to that in a moment. Fan Morning Show is brought to you by Guardian Protection, your hometown home and business security company. We are now joined for the next 3 hours by our friend Pat Bostic. Good morning to you, Pat.
Good morning.
You good?
There you go.
I think I'm good. Yeah. Are you good?
I'm great.
It's going to snow for like the 15th straight day.
I am never the I hate winter guy, especially with the last two that we've had because they've been so mild.
Just give me one like 12-inch dump of snow, not like two.
Right.
Every day
week.
off. You get slushy, ice, snow again.
It's been a bad winter. It's been a
bad.
very wintry winter, and that sucks. I'm usually the guy who says Christmas doesn't count because it's so much fun. January always sucks, but then February getting closer to March Madness, and you're going to get like a 50-degree day accidentally every now and again. No, this winter blows.
Terrible.
And what happens when your kids get older and you have daycare and stuff and all that stuff, logistics, you start to, the shine wears off.
Oh, my God.
Winter wonderland, no longer.
The roads were awful the other day, and then, you know, when you get older and you don't have kids, winter's not so bad. But then when you do have the kids, it's not just traveling and driving them around. It's also that they're Petri dishes. And this time of the year, they're always bringing home some sort of disease.
Yep.
So, yeah, winter blows.
Terrible.
Pun intended. You can give us a ring in the Fan Hotline presented by Sullivan Super Service, Pittsburgh's trusted plumbing and HVAC provider for over 50 years. We have both said that the Steelers should go with Justin Fields this year. I've thought long and hard about whether or not the Steelers screwed up last year by going to Russell Wilson. And I've criticized the Steelers, and we've criticized the Steelers a lot last week and the first 3 days of this week. I don't think they made the wrong decision going with Russell Wilson. I actually am okay with you're a 10-7 team. You feel like you've got the bones. You move off from all your quarterbacks. You bring in a guy who's won a Super Bowl. You see if your roster is good enough, and you take a shot at it. I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
You want to win, you want to win a playoff game. Don't do it 2 years in a row. That's where the mistake would be. I have no problem with them going for it because you're evaluating your roster then with better, you think, quarterback play. But don't make the same mistake twice. That's where I am on it.
Do you honestly think that if Justin Fields was 6-0, that they stick with him? If he didn't lose those two games, do they stick with Justin Fields, or do they still stick to their guns, which we both think, and I'm sure Pat can think on the same plane as us, that Mike Tomlin probably said something to Russ in the beginning of the season, like, whenever you're healthy, you are our guy, no matter what. Probably promised him something. Do you think that if Justin Fields didn't lose those games, they move off of him?
I don't know how you could. I mean, they probably would, just because of the promise, I think, that was made to Russ when he came here in the beginning. But it would be a lot more difficult to move off of him. And I think you'd have players weighing into that too. You know, the Cams, the Freiermuths, the veterans in that locker room that don't want to mess a good thing up, and just have Russ ready for if and when things went the wrong way. But obviously that didn't happen. So they decided to go with Russ, and it went good for a while, and then the bottom fell out.
I think if they're 6-0, they don't bench him. I think if they win the Dallas game and he plays well, they don't bench him at that point.
Mm-hmm.
I think they were always waiting for that reason.
Yeah.
At 6-0, I can't see them doing that. I think that's a really hard sell to your guys, even Cam and TJ, who lobbied to get Russ in. Whenever you're undefeated, I don't think you can make that move. And speaking of Russ and Cam, they did lobby for Russ, or speaking of Cam and TJ, they did lobby for Russ. And that's why I'm okay with them making that decision last year. You threw your veterans a bone. TJ, you've never won a playoff game. Let's give it the old college try. Cam, you haven't been healthy in the playoffs. You want to win a playoff game. We'll give it the old college try. But if you do it now this year and you bring Russ back, I think it could be better than last season. But are you any closer to finding your franchise quarterback? No, and that now needs to be the goal. Find the franchise quarterback.
Yeah, I think you're still in this purgatory you've been in for the last however many years, since Ben left, and really since Ben was at his prime. They would not have, even if they would have stuck with Justin Fields, by the way, I can tell you what they would not have done. They wouldn't have said, he's our guy, he's our starter for the rest of the year. They would have
came out and said that.
That declaration
Right.
would not have
Right.
happened. I guarantee it. It would not have happened. It would have been a passive-aggressive, he's going to keep the ball, type of situation. But I agree. You made a point earlier, Adam, about see if your roster is good enough. To me, that's what, when I sit and think about the Pittsburgh Steelers, and I think about your offseason, and I think about the capital you have available, the options you have at your disposal to get better, it's hard for me to conjure up a situation where you pay a quarterback too much money, because that is not the whole problem. And candidly, if you're looking to get your franchise quarterback, you better build around him and maybe do that before he even gets here. I'd pay Justin Fields whatever you can get to keep him. You may get a situation where a guy slips in the draft, and you have an evaluation on a Shedeur Sanders or a Cam Ward, and Cam Ward's not going to drop. I think he'll be at the top of the draft. But a guy slips to the bottom of the draft, and you have an opportunity to get a guy. I don't know what the interviews and analysis on a Jalen Milroe will bear out. I have my opinions on whether or not he's going to be a pro. But I think you ride with Justin Fields this year and use as much capital to improve that offensive line and get that perimeter straight for the first time in 20 years. Get that perimeter straight. And then when you find your quarterback, you get him and you let him ball.
Mm-hmm.
But
sink or swim.
Yeah, I don't think you don't pay $40 million to Russ. I would not pay Kirk Cousins a dime. I wouldn't go get Aaron Rodgers. I want nothing to do with Kyler Murray. If you're going to be in purgatory, do it with the devil you know. Do it with the devil you know, and try to find a diamond in the rough that can build behind him, because all indications are that Justin Fields would be a heck of a mentor for whoever that would be. And quarterback mobility seems to be important. Go find a guy that's like him, but throws it better.
Do you think that Justin Fields played well? How do you think he played? Honestly, like as a quarterback evaluation, how do you think he played in those 6 games? Like, do you feel comfortable with him being your guy this coming season?
With how they want to play, yes. And I don't think they built the offense around him. I think they built their offense around Russ and around Arthur Smith. And, I look at situations, everyone wants to talk about the playoffs. They want to talk about, they want to talk about Patrick Mahomes and Josh Allen. But I look at a situation like Philly, and I was out that way and watched Kenny play and Tanner McKee play for them. And, yeah, they played Dallas and New York, but they beat the brakes off both those teams. Pittsburgh didn't beat anyone like that this year.
Nope.
And you know why they did it? It wasn't necessarily because who was under center. It's because they're really good up front, and they got dudes on the outside. And they've got their share of problems there, too. They got bickering and infighting and guys reading books on the sideline and all that stuff. But, they have really good people.
And they allowed a second-round pick in Hurts to, and I know Tomlin said this, to kind of ascend into that role. And yeah, I think Jalen Hurts is a better passer than Justin Fields. He ain't a better athlete than him. They're very comparable. So build it around that. If that's what you see as a future of this game, with Lamar, with Bo Nix now, with the guys in this draft class, quite frankly, and modernize on offense with Justin Fields as the fulcrum for now, and see if you can get a better centerpiece. But most importantly, who are the spokes in the wheel?
Yeah.
Because right now there's a bunch of them that are just broken.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and let's get into that, the roster creation as we move forward here. Also, there's one quarterback that you didn't mention that I want to talk about. We'll get into some of these guys in the draft and whether or not Pat likes any of them. That's all on the way. Pat with us until 10 o'clock. You can text us, brought to you by Edgar Snyder & Associates, a personal injury law firm where they always say there's never a fee unless we get money for you. Right now, it's a hairy headline.
Now, fan headlines powered by Bowser Genesis of Monroeville.
Pittsburgh Penguins, they waived Tristan Jarry yesterday. Penguins have another game coming up tomorrow at 7 o'clock against the Buffalo Sabres. Penguins right now are on a 3-game losing streak. More fan headlines, go to 937thefan.com, and now it is Crowley.
So our football team's not playing anymore, but you can still have fun when you're watching ball. I want to tell you about my new obsession. That's Daisy French onion dip. One of my guilty pleasures during ball season is eating dips and chip and wings and deliciousness. And now Daisy came out with Daisy French onion dip and a Daisy ranch dip. These are a game changer. They're as good as homemade dip. They have real herbs and spices, ingredients you'd find in your own kitchen. So do what I'm going to do this weekend. Put your feet up. Get yourself some dip. Daisy French onion dip and Daisy ranch dip.
Sports Radio 93.7 The Fan, the PM team, presented by Mike's Beer Bar.
He won the first Royal Rumble. He's in the WWE Hall of Fame. He's one of the great wrestlers of all time. Hacksaw Jim Duggan. Can I get one more USA chant on the way out?
Well, we got to do a hole, brother. That's what we're going to do. And if you guys are going to hole like you mean it. So 1, 2, 3, ho!
Say Hacksaw.
That's some good hoeing.
The PM team at 2 p.m. Live and local, just like Mike's.
This is the story of the one who, as a maintenance specialist for a historic high-rise, knows that vintage charm historically needs constant attention. Which is why when it's time to upgrade turn-of-the-century mechanicals, they turn to Grainger. With easy access to 1 million-plus products and the scale to deliver when and where you need them. The right tools and supplies are never far away. So the one can keep that vintage building running like new. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
At Uline, the prevailing opinion is, if you don't live it, you don't believe it. The people at Uline believe in hard work, and they live it by being there 24/7 to answer your call, having 41,000 items in stock, and offering same-day shipping from 12 locations across North America. Business owners, sellers, buyers, shippers, and packers believe it. Uline is the hard-working, dependable source for your shipping and industrial supplies. Visit uline.com.
New jewelry may not be in this year's budget, but have you considered refurbishing or redesigning your existing jewelry at only a fraction of the cost? Hi, this is Joe Urbanowitz, the jeweler. At Urbanowitz Jewelers, our expert craftsmen can breathe new life into an existing piece of jewelry that maybe hasn't been worn in years. Or let one of our designers help you repurpose some of your unused jewelry into exciting new creations using your own diamonds and gemstones. The leftover gold can be used to offset the cost. Urbanowitz Jewelers, Cassidy Village, and Peters Township.
Looking for a rewarding career? Adelphi Western Region is hiring youth counselors at their Highland Detention Center location. If you have 60 college credits and a desire to work in a fast-paced, team-oriented environment, Adelphi wants you. Their youth counselors provide structure, support, and guidance in their detention program, all while gaining valuable experience in the field. Join the Adelphi team today. Apply now at highlandcareers.org. That's highlandcareers.org.
Attention. Have you racked up $10,000 or more in credit card debt? Are you barely getting by making minimum payments? With credit card debt reaching all-time highs, National Debt Relief is notifying consumers about significant debt relief options currently being made available to help those with overwhelming credit card debt. These options may reduce a large portion of credit card debt for those who qualify. You don't need to declare bankruptcy or take out a consolidation loan, and you may only have to pay back a fraction of what you owe, even if you have bad credit. National Debt Relief has already reduced the credit card debt for more than 550,000 consumers, so don't wait. If you owe $10, $20, or even $100,000 in credit card debt, you can now take advantage of this financial debt relief as the cost of living continues to skyrocket. To check what debt reduction you may qualify for, call 800-324-3030. That's 800-324-3030. Again, that's 800-324-3030.
This is the story of the one who, as a maintenance specialist for a historic high-rise, knows that vintage charm historically needs constant attention. Which is why when it's time to upgrade turn-of-the-century mechanicals, they turn to Grainger. With easy access to 1 million+ products and the scale to deliver when and where you need them. The right tools and supplies are never far away. So the one can keep that vintage building running like new. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Life insurance. Why are you putting it off? Can't afford it? Too much hassle? Think you don't need it? There's lots of excuses for putting off life insurance. But if you weren't there, who would pay the mortgage and other bills? With Ethos, you could be covered in 10 minutes and boom, family protected. Ethos, fast and easy online term life insurance. Up to $2 million in coverage with no medical exam. Some policies as low as $1 a day. Answer a few health questions and get your free quote at getethos.com. That's getethos.com.
This is Boomer Esiason with an Odyssey Sports Minute. In women's hoops news, the NCAA will now pay women's college basketball teams for making the tournament, a revenue-sharing program that men have enjoyed for years. Tomorrow night on Rival, the new 3-on-3 professional league debuts in Miami. The average salary for the 36 players will be higher than what they make in the WNBA, plus they earn equity in the league. I'm Boomer Esiason.
All right, when it comes to getting life insurance for your family, a lot of excuses can get in the way. But ask yourself this: if something were to happen to me, who would pay the mortgage, the kids' education, and the other bills? Then forget the excuses and check out Ethos Life, the online, easy way to get life insurance in 10 minutes. Ethos has rates that you can afford, like a $500,000 policy for a 40-year-old male starting at $1 a day or $30 a month, with a few health questions and no medical exam. Get your free quote right now at checkethos.com. That's checkethos.com. Not available in all states. Rates do vary.
When you're in the thick of a project, Harbor Freight is the place that always comes in handy. Whether you're picking up something for your pickup truck or a power tool for your project, at Harbor Freight, your dollar always goes further. And these days, when everything seems to cost more, you can take pride in knowing that you get hard-working tools at hard-working prices. Whatever you do, do it for less at Harbor Freight.
The temperatures aren't the only thing dropping. Prices at Spitzer Toyota Monroeville are dropping too during our winter savings event. Hurry in for huge savings on every new Toyota in stock, including new Tacomas and hybrid SUVs. And to help you get through winter, Honda has bundled a lifetime powertrain warranty together with complimentary maintenance, including oil changes at no additional charge on whatever new Toyota you choose. Don't miss Spitzer's winter savings event.
Whack more, spend less at Spitzer Toyota Monroeville.
See dealer for details.
Now, from the Spitzer Toyota Monroeville and Spitzer Acura McMurray Traffic Center.
Well, we've got this accident to tell you about on the inbound side of the Parkway North. Right now, it's in that Bellevue, Ben Avon area, and it's definitely causing some slowdowns on the inbound side of the Parkway North this morning. Outbound side, no problem. 28, no problem either way. Parkway East, no issues either way. From the Voice of Pittsburgh, 100.1 FM at AM 1020 KDK, I'm Rob Taylor on Sports Radio 93.7 The Fan.
Hi, I'm Neil Walker. One of my favorite places to go on the North Shore is the North Shore Tavern. If you love the Pittsburgh Pirates, then you'll love the North Shore Tavern. My home and Pittsburgh's home for Steak on the Stone. Just a stone's throw away from PNC Park on the North Shore.
Live from the ShoreKeyMitsubishi.com studios, North Huntington and North Hills.
Tweet us. Brought to you by South Hills Kia Peters Township. Visit them at southhillskia.net. Here is a good one. Why do we still love Fields? I'd argue that Boz and Watt were 2 of Fields' wins alone. He should be 2-4 at best. I'll try to crystallize this as best I can. I don't think anyone loves him per se, but the options aren't good.
What are your other options?
Right. So you go with the cheaper option. You build out your roster. You allow Fields to be Fields. If he works, problem solved. If he doesn't, your roster is better for when the guy comes in. And Pat brought up Philadelphia. We were talking about that a little bit earlier. When you look at the quarterbacks who are left, Hurts is probably the least talented. Is that fair?
As a passer, yeah.
As a quarterback, yeah.
They got the best roster.
Uh-huh.
Oh,
And so he looks really good. And he was in the MVP conversation not that long ago. So there are many ways to skin a cat here. You can trade up and get a guy. You can maybe get a guy in the second round. If you do that, your roster's got to be perfect. And I think Justin Fields gives you the best chance because of what he'll cost to build up that roster.
I'm just in the camp right now. It may change, of course, and it'll change as the months go on. But I'm just in the camp as if you can't beat them, join them. And, you know, you look at the Baltimore Ravens, you see what they're doing. They give themselves a chance every single year. You might as well, you have Lamar Jackson light. If you can't beat them, you might as well join them. You might as well try to replicate what they're doing in Baltimore, and set your pride aside and be like, yeah, we're gonna be all in on you, Justin, and you got to let him be him though. Like, you got to let Justin be the athlete that he is. Like, it may not look great at times, but like, he can make some plays whenever he's him. I think he was held back a lot this year on purpose. If you're gonna ride with him this year, you gotta. I mean, the shackles gotta come off.
Absolutely.
For day one.
For good or bad, and you give him 17 games, and you say, let's see what happens.
Yep.
And if he stinks, then you know. And if he's great, then you know. They screwed it up with Kenny, Pat.
Yep.
And I don't know if Kenny ever would have worked out here. I'm not saying one way or the other, but Kenny, don't turn it over. Oh, dear God, don't make a mistake. Let's try to win as many games down the stretch as a rookie. Why? Let him play quarterback and see what he's got. Let him develop, for God's sakes.
Well, yeah, I just don't see anything about this team as currently constructed that would be any worse with Justin Fields. I think we all thought and hoped that Russ would elevate them. And there were times when that seemed to be taking shape, and then it didn't. And then it just went the other way. And I think we started to realize that, you know, when offensive linemen started pulling in and running into each other, that they had issues. And I've been beating this drum to a pulp about how bad they are up front.
Yeah.
And, you know, I don't think the interior is as much of an issue. Like, I'm fine with.
Are they bad or are they young?
They're not young on the two tackles. And if they trot those two back out there next year, I don't care who's at quarterback. Like, Dan Moore, see ya. And Broderick Jones has got to go.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean.
But you know that it's going to be Faltano and Jones.
Faltano could play right tackle.
Yeah.
Get me a left tackle.
You don't want Broderick to try it out at left?
No, I do not. I want no part of it. You're asking for 4 holding calls a game. Listen, you know, you can't continue to make the same mistakes in a less stressful environment and think that just because you're going into a left tackle position, we're saying, attaboy, get over there. You're the guy now. It's going to get better. He has not gotten better.
No, he regressed this year.
He has regressed. So what would tell you, and that's what I'm saying, sign Fields, get a deal, go draft a quarterback, and go get yourself a free agent left tackle, deal with Pickens, probably deal him if there's a buyer, and make this roster A, better, and B, more mature. Like, give me some guys out there that are going to, when the fire's hot, they're not going to point fingers. And they're not going to cost you with penalties and otherwise. Like, I don't see, like, I want to see serious turnover on that offensive side. And quarterback will be the least of my concerns right now, because it is not a fix now. It's not possible.
Yeah, you throw a guy in there. Let's say Jackson Dart's there. And because we know how this goes with quarterbacks.
I like
right?
Jackson Dart.
Me too.
Nobody likes any of these quarterbacks right now. I know what you just said. You like Jackson Dart. You do too. It's a bad quarterback class. Give it a month and a half. It's a great quarterback class.
Yeah, right.
That's the way it goes. So Dart might be thought of really highly by the time the draft rolls around. And if he's there at 21, the Steelers take him. You might be in a position where that guy can't succeed. Schematically, roster-wise. That's what you're kind of saying, right? Like, unless you build everything else up, you could have the right guy, and he might not be the right guy at the right time.
Well, and the way that the economics of the draft work now, I mean, you're not mortgaging your future by drafting a quarterback the way you used to, the way you would with Jamarcus Russell, or obviously you go back 10, 15 years to the way the guaranteed money worked.
Oh, that's the perfect one.
Yeah, so right,
stupid long sleeve Sam Bradford looked like such a goob.
Any of those.
Sorry. Look at me! I got my long sleeves.
I just want to see some improvement, to the roster, and I think we can't expect an overnight flip of a switch and all of a sudden they're better at every position. However, there's some very specific ones that, to me, I want no part of drafting Ashton Genty. I want no part of it. Like, don't draft a running back. That doesn't work in the first round. It does not work, save for a few very, very, very unique, special examples. Get another running back. Keep Cordero Patterson. I don't know. But let Jaylen Warren go. Put Fields back there with him. Improve your left tackle position if there's one position, and get me another receiver, maybe two if Pickens is out. And then let's roll. Let's roll. Figure out what the hell's going on that defensive side with the miscommunications and issues. I still think that unit's good enough to win. They got embarrassed against Baltimore. Embarrassed.
And that's what gives a lot of people worries, and I know gives Crowley worries, is that, you know, we can identify that they need, and a lot of people can identify that they need to fix the offense and get playmakers, right? But the way that they lost that last game, you know how Mike Tomlin's going to think. We got to fix this defense. We got to fix it. We got to get bigger up front on defense.
Well, save draft capital then. You draft capital for defense then. That's fine. Get quarterback in the first round. Get me some George D. linemen. Give me some big old boys up front in there that can plug it up and stop the run, because they can't do that consistently. Not with what they have on the edge. They're too small. They're too quick. They get beat with gap scheme all the time because of their size on the perimeter with Highsmith and Watt. They're smaller guys. By the way, where's Preston Smith? I mean, not even playing.
Oh my God!
Like what was that? So there's a litany of issues, and we're talking about all of them. None of them have anything to do with the quarterback position, and that's where I think the Pittsburgh Steelers are at. You need to plan to fix that position. I think I heard Doug say this next year or the year after. Right now, you need a stopgap, and the stopgap is right in your room, and everyone likes him, and he's got talent. His name's Justin Fields. Any time and energy spent anywhere else is going to cost you more money than you need to spend.
That's why I've been saying for a couple of days the goal's not winning a playoff game next year. You need to start building this thing towards winning a championship. And guys like Cam Hayward and TJ Watt, that's really sucks for them, but they're going to have to get on board. You can tweet us, brought to you by South Hills Kia Peters Township. Visit them at southhillskia.net. There's a lot that Pat said there. Pat's melting all the snow, Dorn. You came in hot on Broderick Jones. That's really good stuff. Really good stuff.
I mean, I can't. I have no patience for a guy that pulls and runs into the other tackle. And then it just happens all the time, man. Like,
it can't happen in a game like that.
That can't happen once.
No, and clearly it's his mistake, because the ball's going to his side and he's running the opposite direction, and it wasn't a reverse. And I don't even know. I don't know the young man, but I've seen enough to know.
Oh, he's a nice guy.
I've seen enough to know I've seen too much.
Yeah,
is my line.
All right. A lot to digest, a lot to react to what Pat said. He mentioned a lot of free agent quarterbacks before. There's one he didn't want to throw that past him. Want to throw some of these draftable guys out at both of you guys when we come back. 412-928-9370. You can give us a ring, a question for any of us. You want to talk about the Steelers and how you build them out. We'd love to hear your theories on it, too. But first, it's a Harry headline.
Now, fan headlines powered by Bowser Genesis of Monroeville.
Pittsburgh Pirates made a trade yesterday. They got Brett DeGuss from the Toronto Blue Jays and gave the Blue Jays some cash considerations. More fan headlines, go to 937thefan.com.
93.7 The Fan has all your Pittsburgh sports breaking news. Keep it locked to The Fan as we keep you up to date on all your favorite teams. Breaking news is presented by BetQL. Smarter bets start with BetQL. Download the BetQL app or visit BetQL.com today.
All right, when it comes to getting life insurance for your family, a lot of excuses can get in the way. But ask yourself this: if something were to happen to me, who would pay the mortgage, the kids' education, and the other bills? Then forget the excuses and check out Ethos Life, the online, easy way to get life insurance in 10 minutes. Ethos has rates that you can afford, like a $500,000 policy for a 40-year-old male starting at $1 a day or $30 a month, with a few health questions and no medical exam. Get your free quote right now at checkethos.com. That's checkethos.com. Not available in all states. Rates do vary.
When you're in the thick of a project, Harbor Freight is the place that always comes in handy. Whether you're picking up something for your pickup truck or a power tool for your project, at Harbor Freight, your dollar always goes further. And these days, when everything seems to cost more, you can take pride in knowing that you get hardworking tools at hardworking prices. Whatever you do it for less at Harbor Freight.
Get ready to elevate your game this NFL playoff season with FanDuel in partnership with Valley Forge, because right now, all customers can get a no-sweat NFL same-game parlay for any game. Just place a 3-leg NFL same-game parlay, and you'll get bonus bets back if your bet doesn't win. So look at, Washington, Tampa. 2 quarterbacks who can put up big numbers. Start with those 2 guys, and anytime touchdowns, you're on your way to a nice little same-game parlay there. It's a perfect way to combine your bets for a bigger payday. Build your own or go to SGP's pre-built SGPs. That's FanDuel's pre-built SGPs, I should say. So what are you waiting for? Get your no-sweat same-game parlay on America's #1 sportsbook. Visit FanDuel.com/Starkey. 21 plus, present in Pennsylvania. Opt-in required. Refund issued as non-withdrawable bonus bets that expire 7 days after receipt. Max refund $5 unless otherwise specified. Restrictions apply, including token expiration. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Join us for the Pittsburgh RV Expo at the Monroeville Convention Center, January 16th through 19th. Admission is free. Tour brand new 2025 RVs with the latest features, designs, and technology. There will be a full lineup of travel trailers, fifth wheels, motorhomes, toy haulers, and more with special show pricing. You can even enter to win a free RV. Don't miss the Pittsburgh RV Expo at the Monroeville Convention Center, January 16th through 19th. Learn more at campingworld.com/Pittsburgh.
What's new at New Image? Our new Hybrid Hair RX. Hybrid Hair RX technology targets where you are losing your hair, fills in where you are thinning and balding, and restores your hair to fuller and thicker hair.
Call 800-514-HAIR right now for your free consultation to find out what solution is right for you and see if you qualify for $250 off. Certain restrictions may apply.
Hybrid Hair X technology is fantastic. Thanks, New Image.
Hair RX changed my life. Thanks, New Image, for Hair RX for giving me my hair back.
Hybrid Hair RX means we combine the best in duplication and artistry to create the look and style you want. For over 60 years, thousands of men and women know New Image has the latest solutions for their hair loss. And now available, Hybrid Hair RX.
Call New Image first. Simply call 800-514-HAIR. That's 800-514-4247 or go to newimagehairloss.com.
Your local Staples has hot deals and super low prices throughout the store on everything for your business. And right now at Staples, save up to $175 off your print order. Exclusion supply. Visit staples.com/print for details. Ends 2/1. Plus, save even more with the Easy Rewards program at Staples.
This is a message from sponsor Intuit TurboTax. Now, Taxes is having a TurboTax expert do your taxes and get you every dollar you deserve. Get an expert now on TurboTax.com. Only available with TurboTax Live Full Service.
I'm Brian Tedesco, CEO of Blaupunk Americas, the pioneers of the car stereo. Today, we're not just about sound systems. We are revolutionizing the e-bike scene with Blue Dot Bike. Thanks to AmericanEagle.com, our online presence now features a dynamic e-commerce website that showcases the quality and affordability of our foldable e-bikes. And our collegiate e-bikes, just perfect for the college fanatic. These e-bikes offer a new way to experience freedom on 2 wheels, no matter your age. When we needed a top-notch website to match our cutting-edge e-bikes, we turned to AmericanEagle.com. They made the impossible seem easy, tackling digital challenges like pros. Check out the Blue Dot Bike website to see AmericanEagle.com's amazing work in action. Need the best in website and digital marketing solutions? AmericanEagle.com is your go-to. They've been a game changer for us, and they can be for you too. Visit AmericanEagle.com or call 877-WEB-NOW-1. That's 877-WEB-NOW-1.
Okay, so that's with bacon, cheese, lettuce, tomato, grilled onions, ketchup, and hold the pickles.
You know what you like. You wouldn't order your burger just any way. Why should your sports talk be any different? With Chapters on the free Odyssey app, you can choose the topics that matter to you most. Whether it's reactions, matchup previews, injury updates, or team news, quickly find what you really care about. Your football talk, your way. Download the free Odyssey app and start listening today.
It's showtime, ladies and gentlemen.
It's the Fan Morning Show on Sports Radio 93.7, The Fan.
All right, don't laugh at me. Could I interest either of you and Pat Bostic in with us until 10? I'll open it up to Callis, too. Could I interest any of the three of you in a slightly used Sam Darnold?
No.
Who you want to call? Ghostbuster.
Yeah.
The ghosts are back.
When there's pressure in his face, and no quarterback should be as good with pressure, but he poops his pants.
Well, he'd be walking into a pressure cooker in Pittsburgh.
Oh, no doubt.
Based on their ability or inability to protect. So no, I agree with Mike Tomlin on this. With the way they're constructed, quarterback mobility is as important as it's ever been.
Yep.
I don't think Sam's immobile. Like, he rushed for 200-something yards, but he ain't mobile.
No.
And he'd cost. We would agree he's going to cost more than Fields too, because there's a lot of good tape from Sam Darnold this year.
There is, but when you get sacked 9 times in a game, when you get sacked 9 like that is like a step above just signing your name on the SAT and not getting one other question right. Like, you have to do something to get sacked 9 times.
9 times.
Like, you've got to do something.
Is that Ferris Bueller's Day Off? 9 times?
Yeah, it's like, you are complicit, if not culpable, for that at the quarterback position. 5, 4, okay, yeah, protection. Beyond that, you're not getting the ball out, and something is causing you to come undone and say, "Here, sack me."
Programming note, by the way, Callis just jumped in my ear, which is a visual. Bill Hillgrove going to join us at 7:50. We'll talk about the state of Pitt hoops and what happened at last night's game. So looking forward to that coming up in about, every clock in here is different, in about 9 minutes. Okay, so we're all out on Darnold, and I am too. I just wanted to throw him out there because we're trying to turn over every stone, and Mike Tomlin and Omar Khan, they're probably meeting for their half day today to discuss the quarterback position. So, all right, no Sam Darnold, because that's bad. Don't do it. And if you can see ghosts there with that scheme and Kevin O'Connell and those wide receivers that you've got.
Zombies here.
Yeah, it ain't the same. You're not walking into as good of a situation here. Even if everything goes right this offseason, you're not going to have the best wide receiver in football. So, no Darnold. We've talked about building out the roster, and Doug said yesterday he's not even really thinking about drafting a guy this year. It would have to be the perfect situation. You're trying to build that nest, and then next year and beyond, you're looking for that guy. Is there somebody that if he fell to you at 21, though, that you would be willing to take? Cam Ward's not going to be there. I doubt Shedeur Sanders is going to be there. So you're really looking at the Jackson Darts of the world, the Jalen Milrose, the Quinn Ewers. No, thank you. So Dart, Milroe, if they're there at 21, as this draft process evolves and these guys start getting mocked more and more in the first round, do you consider doing that?
No.
For neither?
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
You need a receiver, in my opinion. And then if somebody falls to the second, yeah, I'll take a quarterback in the second.
I'm probably there too. I'm probably there. I think receiver, the return on investment for that seems to be more immediate in terms of what you see in the NFL. I want no part of drafting an offensive lineman. They need to go get somebody. They need to go get a free agent left tackle or make a trade to get somebody.
Someone you don't have to develop.
Correct.
Yeah.
Because they need plug and play at that spot. But yeah, I'm with Doran. I'm with Doran on that. Unless there's a second year player out there, JJ McCarthy's an example where there's an opportunity to go get that guy. If that were to surface, if they
Joe
invest,
Milton.
Yeah, I mean Joe Milton, I have less confidence that turns into a franchise quarterback, but it's an affordable backup, with serious upside and talent. So yeah, I think that's where my head would be with their situation. I kind of agree with Doug and Doran.
I'm there too. We'll talk more about the Steelers coming up at the top of the hour. Let's get into Pitt hoops next. They lose last night, losers of 3 straight. Huge game coming up on Saturday. I've been refreshing the net rankings like crazy. They have not yet come out this morning. See what happened to Pitt after last night's loss. Let's talk to Bill Hillgrove about the Panthers when we return. But first, it's a hairy headline.
Now, fan headlines powered by Bowser Genesis of Monroeville.
Pittsburgh Penguins, they waived Tristan Jarry. That news was announced yesterday. Penguins right now in the middle of a 3-game losing streak. They've lost 7 of their last 8. And they've got another game coming up tomorrow at 7 o'clock against the Buffalo Sabres. And then they're quickly going to go out to Washington. They're playing the Capitals at 7 o'clock on Saturday. So back-to-back games for them this weekend. For more, go to 937thefan.com.
Now, from the Spitzer Toyota Monroeville and Spitzer Acura McMurray Traffic Center.
Still looking at the accident on the inbound side of the Parkway North in the Bellevue area that's causing some significant delays this hour. Traffic is brought to you by Gherkin Roofing and Contracting. Call the Pickle today. From the Voice of Pittsburgh, 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDK, I'm Rob Taylor.
Winter, snow, and ice wreak havoc on your home, especially if your roof, siding, or gutters aren't up to par. There's only one choice. If you think your home isn't properly protected, call the Pickle. Gherkin Roofing and Contracting, 724-515-5551 or callthepickle.com.
Don't miss the Panthers Insider Show every Saturday morning from 8 to 9 with Pat Bostic. The best insight with the top guests and everything you need to know about Pitt. The Panther Insider Show is presented by PGT Trucking and Macero Construction Group and brought to you by NSS Lions, Ute Bevington and Nichols, Voss TV and Appliance, Come Ready Nutrition, Stoney's Brewing, and PJ Dick, Trumbull, and Lindy Group. Sports Radio 93.7, The Fan.
Hey guys, Chris Muller here, and what I'm about to say, well, it's okay to admit it. Most of us guys, especially if you're not as young as you used to be, could probably benefit from a little extra in the bedroom. And Blue Chew can help. You probably know this, but if you didn't already, Blue Chew is an online service that delivers the same active ingredients as Viagra, Cialis, and Levitra at a fraction of the cost. And even better, they're in chewable form, so there's no swallowing pills or needing a glass of water nearby. Blue Chew's tablets can give you extra confidence when it's time to perform. And since Blue Chew's an online prescription service, there's no awkward conversations, waiting in line, trip to the doctor's office. It ships right to your front door in discreet packaging. Blue Chew's tablets are made in the USA and they ship direct, so it's cheaper than a pharmacy. Trust me on this one. Your partner wants you to do this. Ready for a great offer? How about free? Go to BlueChew.com, consult with a licensed medical provider, and get your first month free. Then you'll be ready to chew it and do it.
Window Nation customers have been singing our praises for years. With fast, local service and a 96% customer satisfaction rating, the highest in the industry, it's no wonder. Here are real stories, real results from satisfied Window Nation customers.
I researched window companies for the last year to see what the average prices were and the quality of work. Window Nation nailed both.
Our Window Nation consultant, Daniel, was a 10 out of 10. They would not give up until they designed windows with safe, pure, and efficient material. Window Nation is amazing, legit, and affordable.
Window Nation's highly durable, energy-efficient, customizable windows are built to last a lifetime. Right now, get 50% off all windows, plus no interest or payments for 2 years. But hurry, this offer ends soon. Schedule a fast in-home free estimate now. Call 866-90-NATION or visit windownation.com. That's 866-90-NATION. 866-90-NATION.
Shopping for a new or certified pre-owned car? Think South. South Hills Kia on Route 19 in Peters Township has your deal. Brand new 2025 Kia Telluride LX all-wheel drive as low as $345 for 24 months with $39.99 due at signing. 2025 Kia Sportage LX all-wheel drive for $225 a month for 24 months with $39.99 due at signing. Lease offers exclude taxes and fees. No security deposit required. 10,000 miles a year. Expires February 3rd, 2025. Visit southhillskia.net for details.
Caesars Sportsbook is the only sportsbook app with Caesars Rewards. Win or lose, every bet you place brings you closer to the types of perks only Caesars can offer. Download the app using promo code RADIO DYW and place your first bet of $1 or more for a chance to double your winnings on your next 10 bets.
21 or older, new users in Pennsylvania, affiliated with Harris Philadelphia. Max bet $25 for boosted winnings. Max additional winnings $2,500 per bet. Profit boost tokens expire 14 days after receipt. For terms, see Caesars.com/promos. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
2025 is here, and so is big news from Tri-State Office Furniture. Coming soon with the launch of Tri-State Office Interiors, your only premier all-steel furniture dealer in the Tri-State area. Sleek, cutting-edge, all-steel furniture, 2 great divisions in 1 great company. We can't wait to show you what's next. Stay tuned for updates on our grand opening. Visit our showroom today or give us a call, 412-771-0760 to learn more. Tri-State Office Furniture and Tri-State Office Interiors, the best in the business.
The Lindy Group is the paving industry leader in high-quality asphalt, concrete, paving, and utility services. Active in Pennsylvania, Ohio, and West Virginia, Lindy employs diverse teams of people in all trades and operations positions. Put your skills to work in an environment where smart thinking, high-quality craftsmanship, and attention to detail are recognized and rewarded. Build better with Lindy and learn more about us at www.thelindygroup.com.
And it's a simple word, but in St. Pete Clearwater, it's an important one. Here, you can sun on America's favorite beaches and kayak through the shade of mangroves, tee off on a PGA course, and enjoy 5 courses of the finest dining. You could get surreal at the Dali Museum and then keep it real watching the sun melt into the Gulf. In St. Pete Clearwater, the possibilities go on and on. Your trip begins at visitsbc.com.
SchultzFord.com. 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 SchultzFord.com.
Text us on the Edgar Snyder and Associates text line at 412-928-9370. Edgar Snyder and Associates reminds you to text responsibly.
Best thing on the radio!
It's the Fan Morning Show on Sports Radio 93.7, The Fan.
All right, Pitt falls last night 82-70 on the road to Florida State. Florida State in the top 75 in the net rankings, so that's a quad 1 loss. But that's now 3 consecutive losses for the Panthers. 50-minute mark on the Fan is brought to you by South Hills Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram on Route 19 in Peters Township. The man calling all the action, Bill Hillgrove, voice of the Panthers, joins us right now. Good morning to you, Bill. How you doing?
Oh, I'm just great. Jamming 8 hours into about 3.
Oh, man. Bill, broadly, before we niche down on some things, Panthers now, like mentioned, losers of 3 straight. What do you think the problem is right now?
Rebounding. You look at their stats for the league, the ACC, and they're minus. And you got to be plus. You got to be able to rebound. And it was a problem in their loss to Louisville at home. And then last night, again, it was a problem. They lost the rebound battle by 7. But when they turned the ball over, 17 times? When you go on the road, you got to take good care of the basketball, and they didn't do it last night.
Bill, I mean, with the rebound situation, you're absolutely right, obviously. But can they fix it? And how, if they can fix it, how can they fix it? Is it a different configuration of the lineup? Obviously, Damian Dunn was a starter, I believe, last night, and Diaz Graham was out. So, I mean, how can they fix that issue?
Yeah, I think it's a matter of will. You got to want that ball coming off the board. And I don't think they've wanted it enough. Cam Corhan can only do so much by himself, but he needs help from the others. And, their guards have to rebound better. But, last night was very disheartening because they were a slight favorite. Very few times had a lead in the game. And they just allowed Florida State to dictate terms, especially the physicality. Florida State went to the foul line 33 times. Now, that's a lot.
That's a lot of times. You mentioned rebounding, Billy, and the Panthers need to obviously rebound figuratively and literally against Clemson on Saturday, and probably what amounts to a must-win game. But I want to pivot to a positive. Sam Clancy, the number 15, will finally be hoisted into the rafters, retired for Pitt basketball. We talk about Dick Groat and the athlete he was. Sam Clancy, if not in that echelon, very close.
No doubt about it. And I did I sound like Pat Narduzzi when I said that?
Yeah, a little bit.
No doubt about it. He's one of the greatest players, not only for the Panthers, but, in the annals of college basketball. And my favorite trivia question is, what 12-year professional football veteran had more career rebounds than Patrick Ewing? The answer
Sam
is
Clancy.
number 15.
I nailed that.
Yep.
I crushed it.
And, I'm honored that they've asked me to kind of do the ceremony, to MC the ceremony. And by the way, on the Fan tonight, on the Jeff Capel show, Sam will be one of the guests. I think I'll drop in and maybe tell a Sam story or two. And Mike DeCourcy, the national basketball writer, will also join, the broadcast tonight from the Peterson Event Center. He was just unique. Unfortunately for him, his skills, vast in college basketball, didn't translate into the NBA. And he'd have been 6'11" if he hadn't been bow-legged. And I think, that did not augur well for him when he hit the pros. But you know what? The great athlete he was, it's a shame that he didn't play football at Pitt, but you know how coaches are. Scholarship coach is going to say, no, he's mine. He's not going to play football, but that probably would have helped him become a perennial All-Pro. But, the guy is just one of the most, not only amazing athletes, but just a great person. And you guys have all been around him enough to know that, what he gives you is what you get. And it's, just a massive personality, a smile on his face. And I think it's going to be a special moment on Saturday.
Should be a hell of a crowd. Last thing here for you, Bill. Weirdness at the end of that game, some nonsense at the end of the game. What do you make of that?
Well, I think the Panthers were upset that they dunked in the closing seconds.
Yeah.
And I've always seen Jeff Capel remind his players, okay, we have the lead, just wind the clock out. And for whatever reason, Florida State decided not to do that. And that made the handshake a little bit testy, and it got pretty ugly for a while, but no punches were thrown, and, cooler heads did prevail. So it's one of those things. We had Tim O'Toole on as a post-game guest, and he said, when I was a head coach at Fairfield, that happened to me. And a guy dunked at the end of the game needlessly. And I wasn't real pleased about it. And he said, I got a call from Coach K. Apparently they're friends. And Coach K said, how's things going? Yeah, bad. I didn't like that at the end of the game. He goes, look, they can do whatever they want. You can't control that. And if they do it, okay, that's your way you want to be, fine. Take that approach. And I think he's spot on. And unfortunately, it got emotional. And but like I say, the gendarme did a good job of keeping them separate, and cooler heads did prevail.
Billy, we look forward to your call on Saturday. I appreciate you joining us as always.
Thank you, guys. Always a pleasure.
Take care.
Thanks, Billy.
Get some rest, Pard.
Billy Hilly.
He's got to be tired, man.
Yeah.
Got to be tired.
Sam Clancy, though, just like Bill said, I mean, one of the greatest athletes to probably come out of Pittsburgh, but even a greater guy. Like, if you ever have a chance and you see Sam somewhere, he's the most engaging person, an unbelievable person, unbelievable human being, and he has some great stories as well. I know that for a fact.
And he's just, you want to talk about Pitt guy through and through?
Through and through.
Pitt guy through and through. By the way, if I were not bow-legged, I would be 5'9".
You are 5'9".
That's what I said.
Mm-hmm.
If I weren't bow-legged, I'd be 5'9".
Oh, my goodness.
Not bow-legged. 8 turnovers for Jalen Lowe last night. You talk about fatigue for Billy. So much of what they do runs through Jalen Lowe. I think he's hitting a little bit of a wall, and I would expect that probably not to continue. I think he's going to get through it. He's too good.
Yeah, I mean, this is the point in the season. I mean, people forget Pitt was 0-5 in ACC play last year to start things off. So, there's ebbs and flows, and they're in a bit of a rut right now, and he's certainly going to be a part of bringing them out of it. I just think, he's been such an important scorer for them that he feels like he has to make something happen, and really right now he's got to trust his teammates. Really, it's going to be other guys that have to play more under control. And I thought Dunn gave them that against Louisville. He did not give them that last night. And they just were in a funk. And they came out in the second half, played great, got it to 1, and then threw the ball away, and that was it. That was it. It was just went the wrong direction. But they've got to get it going back the right direction, and they haven't beaten Clemson in a long time. And they got him at home. Sam Clancy, you mentioned his jersey, the person he is. That's going to be emotional. Plenty of reasons to go win this game. Most importantly is getting a win and getting back in the win column, but also for all the nostalgic reasons around the proceedings. So it should be fun. It should be a good atmosphere, but it's a must-win. Have to win it. Like, you can't lose 4 in a row and expect to be like they're falling into the bubble category now, and the ACC is not getting the love that it got 10 years ago. We know that. So you're in kind of rocky territory at the moment.
Coming up next, We had Ray Fittipaldo on yesterday, and he said he thinks that Teryl Austin's going to get caught in the crosshairs here. I have reason to believe that if moves are made, they'll be made today. They're not going to fire Arthur Smith, but he might not be here next year. And our guy, Pat Bostic, just threw an interesting theory out to us that we want to run by you coming up next, and we will. It's a Fan Morning Show.